Hello everyone. Welcome back for another episode of Rant and Bollox. It's been a busy week. It's been a good week.
Yes, it has.
It's been Easter weekend, so
Oh, I stopped it.
sneeze, hay fever, boom.
I'm allergic to bunnies.
Oh yeah. So good week for you, man.
Yeah, it was Easter. It was a great week.
It's been the Star Wars week as well, hasn't it?
I know, you couldn't get away from it if you tried.
So much news.
Star Wars and Fate of the Furious. And,
Yeah.
Oh, God. Even if you don't like Star Wars, you're kind of forced to like it.
I know, yeah.
It's become its own religion. It's on Easter weekend.
How long have they been doing those conferences for? Like the Star Wars Day? Has that been... I feel like I've only known about them the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it seems
but...
like 3 or 4 years is right.
Yeah.
Although this year was the big one because it's the 40-year anniversary.
Sure, yeah. They got...
The original came out.
All the peeps down.
Yeah, I think Harrison Ford was even there.
So he was, yeah.
Old, angry Harrison Ford.
There was a funny... I don't know if this actually happened or not, but I saw like a meme kind of picture, you know, where you can write underneath. And they said, are you looking forward to... They were speaking to Harrison Ford. Are you looking forward to, you know, as a fan watching the young Han Solo film? He's like, not really, no. It's just like, but that's actually the kind of thing he'd say.
Yeah.
Because he's just a grumpy fucker.
Because he's dead now. He doesn't care. He doesn't have to sell anything.
I know.
That's why I was surprised he went. So he's just like, probably just got drunk for the whole weekend.
I wouldn't be surprised. He actually likes Halloween, Harrison Ford. He dresses up a lot for Halloween.
Yeah.
Like almost every Halloween he's like in crazy costumes. So but yeah, he is a bit...
Maybe that's how they'll get him back in the next movie. They'll put him in like the Chewie outfit or something.
Oh god.
Special cameo in the background.
Yeah, that'd be great actually.
Because like Daniel Craig, he was in Force Awakens.
Was he?
You don't know this?
Was that the... I know Simon Pegg was. Daniel Craig.
He was the big the vendor, the alien vendor.
I think he was. He was one of the stormtroopers.
He was the stormtrooper.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I do remember now. Yeah.
I think his code, if you look at is supposed to be JB007.
Right. That's
obviously.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
That's it, everybody. That's the end of our Star Wars talk.
Yeah, that's the end
We're
of the podcast.
not talking about it
actually,
anymore.
So, yeah.
Actually, we're legally obligated to only talk about Star Wars this week.
Sponsored by Switch.
Switch and Star Wars.
We haven't received any money, Nintendo, from that
Not one.
last podcast
Not
where I was
one,
clicking
Jim.
my fingers.
I got Nintendo news. I don't know if it's a tech or gaming.
Technically, it's tech because it's coming from a new Nintendo machine. I'm guessing.
No.
Is it? Can I guess what this is? Because I think I know.
Yeah. All right.
That you talking about the mini system?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on my list as well. That it's gone.
It's gone.
I know.
They took
we
it
can
from
talk
you.
about that. That I kind of want to talk about it because I think it's
neither tech nor gaming. It's just bullshit.
I think it's a stupid decision because it's just like, hey, these things are selling like hotcakes. You can't find them in the stores because they're selling so quick. So Nintendo, they decide to discontinue.
Yeah.
That was my...
They cancel it. Like, why would you... Because they said something about, we're not going to do... It was a limited release.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be anything.
Yeah.
So obviously what happens is it gets real successful.
Yeah.
So you just ignore that and say, no, we don't want money. We'll just shut it down.
That's pretty much what they've done. So...
Like, you could expect it from Apple because they're dickheads. Like, if Apple released a new iPhone, there was a new shape or something.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, this phone is great. And they're like, no.
Banana phone.
We're only doing it for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You'd be like, fine, Apple don't give a fuck about anybody. But Nintendo aren't rolling around in money.
No, I know. Well, I mean, they are and they're not. But I just think someone at the table was just like, sir, this Nintendo, mini Nintendo is selling really, really well. Is it? Take it off the shelves. You know, it's just like... It's like what's going on there, you know?
But sir, it's making a lot of money. Can we leave it on the shelves, sir? No, get it off the shelves!
You were going South African for a second. The prawns!
Oh, you can't get anywhere. You can't get it in South Africa. You can't get it in Japan. You can't get it anywhere.
I do hope they bring out...
No, sir, really, it's selling a lot of money. And it's really quite cheap to make. It doesn't cost us anything. Can we get it?
What we could do is... take them all off the shelf, all the ones that are available, and throw them in the bin.
Well, I'd also like it if you went out and found the ones that haven't been sold and you burnt them in front of children. So the children would know they're never getting it. Why would you throw money away?
I don't understand it. Like maybe it's stepping on their Switch, kind of, because I know they like to do the old consoles, like where we talk time and time again, where you rebuy. Maybe they're like, no, we want people to rebuy Mario.
They only want you to rebuy the game, though. They don't want you to rebuy the console.
Yeah.
It's like, that's too far.
Well, the other thing is, someone hacked it, so you can get all the games in it, which is more desirable, because people are like, oh, it comes with 30 games, but I can hack this easily. I can have 100 games. And Nintendo are like, oh, that makes it even more desirable. Really? Let's really take it off the shelves now.
Like, why?
I do feel like if it was Microsoft, Apple, or Sony or anyone, they'll be like, let's make more of these. You know, let's ramp it up. You know,
it doesn't affect anything that you're doing now.
No,
because you don't have to make new games. No one's expecting you to, you know, update it or have a brand new iOS or anything. It's just like, it's the old Nintendo. Yeah. And it looks like the old Nintendo, and it fits in the palm of your hand.
I know.
Just bring it out again.
I know.
It's stupid.
I do hope they bring out a Super NES.
And it's not even for the games, like you were saying, because you can get all those games online now.
You can, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't know how to do that, but still. And then to hack it, people won't know how to do that. But still, it's still very desirable. Like to have a mini NES, like right now, and we can play a 2-player little thing on, you know.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
For all the nostalgia, and then people who want that kind of retro, my dad used to have one of these, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have these mini PS4s.
Yeah, mini PS4s.
My dad used to have one of these.
It's in my watch. I got a PS4 in my watch.
Yeah, yeah.
My tie is an Xbox.
My dad used to be playing this like God of War thing. Look at the pixels.
Look at this.
Look at the pixels.
Wait, this is 2D. Yeah, they were all 2D games back then. That's crazy. Be like when we're talking about black and white TVs. Everything was in black and white.
I think it will be.
It was like 2D games. You didn't have to put a helmet on. What's that about?
60 frames per second. It's just like using a controller.
See, I found that interesting that Nintendo obviously listened to you on the podcast.
Yeah.
And they said, no. And they shat all over your dream.
Yeah. Well, I'm just happy they tuned in and then just burnt a dream down.
Take it off the shelf.
Take it off the shelf.
But everyone wants it. Take it off the shelf.
Yeah, that was on my list, man. That was on my list. How about we do, for a change, gaming first?
Fine, let's do gaming first. Let's have a change.
Yeah. Well, should we just hit it straight off the bat? So last week, we talked about the leak of Battlefront.
Yeah.
Now, have you seen the real Battlefront trailer?
I saw the real one.
Man, now that looks better than the blooming...
I was going to say, it looks better in the teaser for Star Wars.
It does, yeah.
It got me super excited.
It looks really good, and it answers everyone's like questions and hopes. Like they wanted a single player, so the game is single player. I love that you're actually the rebels. You play as rebels.
It's what everybody wanted, so obviously they're going to take it off the shelves.
Yeah.
Make sure no one gets it.
Nintendo, take it all off the shelves.
Take it off the shelves.
Zelda's selling.
You
take it off the shelves.
Take it off the shelves. There's a new Switch out. Take it off the shelf.
That's gonna be their new ad campaign.
Nintendo,
wipe it.
Take it off the shelf.
It is satisfying to do that quickly, isn't it? So it's just like,
now I know I'm selling a product. Take it off the shelf.
I understand, like Lionel Richie and the Bee Gees. I understand it all. But so that looks phenomenal. Like it looks so good.
It does look great.
There's a couple like consoles get a co-op mode apparently, so they get like a split screen.
Oh yeah.
So 2 people can play. And also they have said that they're going to do VR for a mission. So the first Battlefront has like a mission where you're in an X-Wing or something.
Yeah.
So this one's going to have a similar. So that's going to be fun as well.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, the trailer just like really got me pumped because I thought it was going to be the thing that we watched. I thought that was what they were going to show.
Yeah, it's going to be 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was just going to be...
But this was like 2 minutes.
This was like a full-on trailer. And like everything from the music to who you play, because they had like Darth Maul in it. Then they had Rey, and then...
Yeah, Rey wasn't in the teaser.
No, she wasn't, yeah. So that was a nice little... and then...
across all generations and movies.
Everyone wants to see more space battles. They had plenty of that going on.
That was all it was. Space battles and walkers.
They're on a roll with that one. Like, honestly, 100% preferred that to the real movie trailer.
Well, I saw that, and we've got a PlayStation and an Xbox, and this isn't out till November, and I was just like, crap, we can't cross-platform.
Yeah, I know.
So that means I have to go and buy one of those.
On one of those things.
I have to. So. That was the first thing that came to my head. I said, me and you have to play this co-op.
Yeah.
Not split screen, like properly on our own TVs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to have to buy either a PlayStation or an Xbox.
Yeah.
Probably an Xbox.
We'll work it out. So
yeah, because I'm not getting a PC.
No, but a PlayStation.
Yeah, so that's November 19th or something. It's coming out.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, it comes out with the bundle of Call of Duty and then a couple of other ones like Assassin's Creed might be out and things like that. So, but it looks awesome. I mean, to play that game and then knowing that the film's going to be out like 4 weeks later, that's going to be awesome.
That's a big ramp up.
They're doing a really good job. Like EA are just a great, not EA, but DICE, the guys that make Battlefield. They're the ones making the game. They're such a good studio. They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
and they've really cracked the Star Wars formula. Just like the look and feel of everything. It's like so good. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. And I'm a Trekkie. I'm not a Star Wars.
You're not a Star Wars.
I'm slowly, getting converted.
Yeah.
So. slowly.
They still haven't done anything perfect, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of great moments and a lot of good
I'd
films.
honestly say that trailer was close to perfect.
I think my favorite
thing.
things are the games, though.
Yeah.
I think I have more better memories with the games than I do with the movies.
Yeah, I think you're right. I remember Nintendo 64. Did you ever play the one where you were in the Iceland and you had to circle around the walkers to knock them over? I can't remember what it was called now.
I didn't play it on the N64.
There was an N64 and it was like Squadron something. And you basically, you know, in the films where the walkers are in the snow, and then they wrap the wire around them. You did that in the game. But like N64...
In Iceland, as you call it.
In Iceland.
Hot is the name.
15, I think that was like 15 years ago, but that was super awesome.
My Star Wars game was Battlefront, but it was Battlefront on PlayStation.
There was an old Battlefront. Yeah.
Me and my buddy used to play that all night. And I mean literally all night. We would just be up all night playing this thing.
I don't doubt it.
Because you had Vader.
Yeah.
Was a playable character.
Oh, nice.
It was amazing. This was back when it was like the prequel, so they had like the rolling droids, and they had like the droids with like, they look like Cylon silver with like the rockets on them.
Right.
So I want to ask you, with the teaser versus the trailer.
Yeah.
The teaser looks pretty well done.
Yeah.
Is it just that that's the way it was, or do you think the teaser was leaked on purpose?
Some people do say the teaser was leaked on purpose, but the teaser was a teaser for PlayStation because they must have an exclusive deal with PlayStation.
Okay.
So that's why it was front end and back end with PlayStation.
Yeah.
So the trailer we watched was for all consoles, but that one that was leaked, I don't know. These days, I know we talked about it last week, but these days, like, you just don't know, like, whether it was meant to be or not.
Fake news, fake leaks.
If it was,
take it off the shelves.
I don't think it was meant to be like that, but it probably worked in their favor anyway.
It just seemed to me that there was so much difference between what we got in the teaser and the trailer.
Yeah.
But it wasn't leaked. Like,
but they try and do that as well on purpose. They try and edit it so that the PlayStation guys get unique footage.
Right.
So, yeah, because if they just branded the trailer again with PlayStation front and back, everyone would be like, wow, what's the point of watching it? But it makes Xbox and Nintendo people watch that trailer because it's like, oh, did you know Rey was in the game and she jumps down off a platform? And what trailer was that? Oh, it's in the PlayStation trailer. Yeah. And then everyone's like, oh, I need to get a PlayStation.
I need to get a PlayStation.
Wait,
so Rey's not going to be in the Xbox?
No, I'm joking. No,
then I'm getting the PlayStation.
I don't know. I doubt they'll go that big with it, but PlayStation will probably have like VR mission and maybe like more trees. Not with
fully immersive sand.
Scorpio, 3,000 more trees than PlayStation Pro.
Is this coming out on the Scorpio?
Yep, it definitely will. And this is the thing. So Scorpio should be out. It could even be out on that same day. And Scorpio is going to be 4K. This is where Microsoft's going to win back some people. Because it's going to be
what's going to happen is I'm going to buy a Scorpio.
Yeah.
And it's not going to work with anything.
That's what's going to happen. No, it will work with all your Xbox stuff. And you'll still be able to play it.
So you could play it on Xbox and I could play it on Scorpio.
Yeah.
All right, I could do that.
In fact, that's exactly what you should do. Get the Scorpio.
Yeah, that's probably what we should do.
Yeah. But then what people are saying is the Scorpio is you have to remortgage your house. So
I get it. Right.
So we'll wait and see. But exciting times for Star Wars. Like, I'm looking forward to the new film.
They were in a lot of trouble there for the last few years, making those billions of dollars. They were really struggling there with that biggest opening of all time.
I did notice that we're jumping all over the place, but we always do.
Who gives a shit?
Did you watch Star Trek Beyond or something?
I did watch Star Trek Beyond the other night.
Because and you were talking about the costume.
I was talking about how it didn't win the best Oscar.
Was that the first time you watched it?
No, I just watched it again.
Oh, okay.
Because I was just trying to think, I wonder maybe it's not as good as I thought.
Yeah,
it is as good as I thought. It's as good as when I watched it.
Okay.
But like all the special effects in it, like all over the shop, there's all makeup and everything. I'm like, what movie did they watch?
I know.
That they didn't give it to this. Within the first 10 minutes, you've got the alien race, you've got like aliens on the ship.
Yeah.
There's like the green woman, there's the background characters are all makeup.
Yeah.
Like we said, Spock has got makeup.
Yeah.
Spock is makeup.
I know. People
Those
just
ears
think
are
that's
fake.
normal now.
Yeah,
just because they see it so often.
So when you watch, that's what I'm thinking. You're watching Star Trek, you just think, oh, you just expect it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but you're a professional in the industry. You got to kind of know that that's not normal. Like that, it requires work. People don't walk in and look like that.
Yeah.
You look at that and then you look at Suicide Squad, and it's not like saying, oh, I didn't like Suicide Squad, so it shouldn't have won anything. She's like, I don't understand what level they're judging it at.
Yeah,
Idris Elba's character.
Yeah.
There's like 4 levels of that character.
I know, yeah,
he goes from full on to lower, and he's back to the human. And even human, he's not quite perfect. Like he doesn't look flawless.
I think like the Oscars and stuff are rigged a little. Not
it's a popularity
contest. Yeah, it's popularity. It's like, oh, I know the producer and I know this person that did this and this. Yeah, and he's popular because he's working on this film. I think it's all connected somehow.
think
And it's
Warner
just
Brothers just paid off a lot of money
possibly.
just so they could have one of their superhero films win.
Yeah. And having that is like a big deal for them because they can say like
Yeah.
you know, best costume or whatever it was.
Yeah. But yeah, I watched Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah. I just thought you were watching it for the first time, but
No, I have saw that when it came out in the cinema.
yeah. But I mean, yeah, Star Wars is so bloody huge.
It's
but,
massive now.
yeah.
They got like you said, they're opening up an amusement park.
Yeah.
They got Star Wars Day at the same
got
time as
their own-
Easter.
yeah.
They're big enough to fight Jesus.
And then they got May the 4th, which is another big day for them
May
as
the
well.
4th is coming up too.
Yeah, always remember that one. That's why when I thought Star Wars Day was, to be honest.
Oh, so May the 4th is the day before Guardians of the Galaxy come out.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
That's going to be a crazy week.
Nice. They'll probably take the piss or something.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if they did like a little poster of that or something. If it was coming out on that day, it would be funny.
It would be good, yeah.
But yeah. So Battlefront, super excited. What else? Poison Ivy.
Do you know how many people online can play that now? So if I've got Xbox Scorpio and you've got Xbox,
I don't think they've increased it, so I think it's 64, so it's 32.
That's still a lot of fucking
people. Oh
people.
yeah, it's still, because any more than that, it's not a balanced game. Because if you have like 100 v 100, it's just mayhem, and you spawn and you're dead, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So actually
once one side gets the upper hand,
yeah, it's just complete and utter chaos. So you want someone to spawn and then be able to kind of run around and like look at the
I
environment.
don't think I've ever played a
here and there.
64 size game.
Oh man, it's
I think
insane.
32 is the biggest I
It's
played.
insane because like everyone's in the planes or the X.
Yeah, what was the Battlefield I had and you had? But I had it on console.
You had
on PC.
Battlefield 4,
Yeah.
but on console, I believe it was.
It was
only
32,
but
yeah.
PC
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
16. 16
And
was the
then-
size of the team.
Yeah, everything from then on was 64 on console because
Oh,
they upgraded
crazy.
them. So, but yeah, it's like nuts what you can do.
So I'm just going to have a spaz in the middle of the field, just running around in a circle.
just start
Just
shooting,
getting,
shooting your own people,
everybody.
the Ewoks, everyone. So just get some points.
That's what I got to be. I got to be an
They're-
Ewok.
they're
I just got to be
half
running around spinning.
That'd be hilarious. It'd be like being Oddjob in GoldenEye. You know when
GoldenEye,
you're
yeah.
shorter?
Yeah.
It's just like
People can't shoot you because they're
Yeah.
aiming too high.
exactly. That'd be hilarious. A whole team of Ewoks.
Yeah.
So they got to do that, and
They
then you
should
can make
do
that
it-
sound.
They should do it with a limit on the numbers, so you can have 32, stormtroopers.
Yeah.
But you can have 100 Ewoks.
Yeah, that would.
So it's just
pretty
100
good.
Ewoks running down the hill.
That's an interesting mechanic. Like maybe they die with one shot, just gone. Whereas a stormtrooper could take 2 or 3. There's less of them, but there's way more Ewoks.
Yeah.
So you can be 150 Ewoks, but maybe you're only 16
Yeah.
troopers, and you've got to it's basically just a herd of.
Has no one done that already
So-
in a game mechanic of like stacking the odds? So like you're on a battlefield version. It's like
Yeah.
you got a squadron of 12 guys and you've got to defend the base.
There must be one
And
out
there's
there.
like 80 other guys out there.
There is one made by Sony called PlanetSide, but it's not. It's just it's such a big planet. Like you can have like 200 v 200 on that,
Right.
Because it's like a bit of a World of Warcraft type game. What could happen in that game is 100 people could decide to attack an outpost.
Yeah.
And there could only be 4 people out there.
Right.
Like it'd be rare that only 4 people would recognize on like it's got like a radar system. If they noticed like there was a herd of people coming in,
Yeah.
you'd maybe get like 20 or something. But then you could have 100 v 20.
Yeah.
But that's just
Okay.
normal. But yeah.
Because I'm thinking of Left 4 Dead
Yeah.
and how they have the survival mode
Hmm.
and you're just in the house and you got to survive for as long as you can. Oh, burped again.
Boom.
You survive for as long as you can. So there's whatever. I think it's 4 people can play it. Yeah, it's Left 4 Dead. Obviously,
yeah.
it's in the name, idiot. There's 4 people, and then like there's an endless stream of like you could do that with a Battlefield kind of game.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do actually. It'd be interesting to see because they always like to mix up their game modes.
Yeah.
So maybe, but I don't know if they do it for Battlefront, but they might do. They'll introduce new battle modes, but yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's an interesting one.
Because
Like,
there's always those kind of survival games. The zombies are coming, you got to survive.
Yeah.
But if you actually had it so the zombies were controlled by people, or they
Yeah.
were real people.
yeah.
Because most of military history is that.
Yeah.
It's like the
It's
small army
yeah, it's
versus
the
a bigger army.
300 to film things.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That. So, yeah.
300 would be a great thing in the
Yeah.
future.
Oh,
You get 300 guys,
Yeah.
and then you've got endless amounts of people can spawn
Yeah.
in the Asian armies.
Oh yeah.
You're like, oh my god, this is endless. This is never going to end.
Actually, that would be a pretty good one for VR, just because the arrows and it blocks out the
Oh,
sun,
yeah.
and then you've got to get your shield.
Oh yeah, you get that shield.
That'd be
going.
pretty sweet. So
Stab, stab, shield, shield, stab, stab.
Well, there is a game that came out on Steam, Valkyrie something, and it's free to play, but it came out I think 3 or 4 days ago. But
Yeah.
it's a VR game, but it's basically Gladiator, and and you walk into a gladiator stadium, you've got a shield and a sword, and people are running at you, and you got to. Apparently, it's pretty cool. It looks incredible. Apparently, it's like the only thing people have got gripes with is when you swipe your sword in the game, you take a step forward.
Right.
So it kind of takes you out of the experience because you haven't stepped forward.
Yeah.
But it does it for you.
Yeah.
So people are like, just stop that from happening because I might want to swipe but move back even.
Yeah.
But apparently, apart from that, it's like super. Like I feel like I'm in the Coliseum and people are chanting your name and stuff.
That's cool.
So
that game we played real quick the other day, the Arrow game.
Yes.
Whatever it was called.
Quiver. Yeah.
That was sweet. That had some good mechanics in it.
Yeah. That's another free. That was a demo. That's free on Steam as well. And basically, a couple of Arrow games, but that one's in the top like 3 of best mechanics for it because you have to put the arrow in the little placement thing, and then
it's getting close to having a Lord of the Rings in there.
Oh yeah,
we talked about Shadow of War
eventually,
but that's still console. Yeah, but if you could have your Legolas's and your Aragorns and all that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
people would freak out.
Yeah,
or World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
when that's got VR in it.
Yeah, like
if people are already killing themselves playing it.
I think people can like hack it to play. Those kind of games. So yeah, I think people are playing World of Warcraft in VR.
Scary as crap that is.
We haven't seen them for weeks.
Yeah.
So, talking of Lord of the Rings games, you said you mentioned the new one that's coming out. You
Shadow of War.
Yeah, you like the look of that, don't you?
I like the look of that. Yeah.
Yeah. That one's.
That's not exclusive, is it?
That's not exclusive, no.
All
but
right.
it'll probably be
Xbox Scorpio still on the horizon.
4K, man. 4K.
Yeah.
So all the way. So
what is this shit? 1080. Get it out of my face.
We were just talking about this, but
get it off the shelf.
Scorpio is officially been. It's going to be announced at E3.
Right.
So, and I know we were just talking about it. We're going to try and do some live.
We'll do some live streaming.
So we're going to watch.
I was going to say the concert. What a great night here.
Well, sometimes they do have music before. They'll have like Nickelback.
Lionel Richie comes out. Does this?
Yeah. Clicking it down. But yeah, we're going to do some live streaming through YouTube. It starts with Microsoft, and then I believe PlayStation and Nintendo are the next day. So while their conferences are happening, we're going to comment and shout and rant.
Just have a freak out, being like, "I want it now. Yeah, let me touch it."
Exactly. And then they'll release the price, and we're going to have to just sell the laptops that we're recording on. And
so this is our last episode.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed it, but we have to sell all of our equipment so that we can do it.
Yeah.
Although our equipment is just 1 laptop and 2 tin cans. So don't know what we
the string, we might have to sell the string, but we'll see.
We'll just go back to our old system of standing on the roof and shouting at people. Welcome back to another episode.
Bollox.
Oh, those guys are still up there again.
That'll be fucking hilarious. What was the other one? Poison Ivy?
I don't know. I can't read your mind. We went over this before.
The sheet's in front of you.
Oh, yeah,
it's not really. It's not really. So I've lied there. Poison Ivy's been announced for Injustice.
Yeah.
Injustice 2, just like every week.
Every week they're
it pretty much is every week now. I think
we're also not getting sponsored by Injustice.
But
we're not getting sponsored by anybody. Who would sponsor us?
I don't know. Hopefully.
Idiots.
One day.
But if you want to sponsor us, call us. Last week it was Scarecrow.
Yes, it was.
And this week it's Poison Ivy.
Yeah, so
very nice.
By the time the game releases, which is next month,
next May,
we're gonna have
or this May, I should say,
40, 50 people to play.
Have they released any of the Mortal Kombat guys? Like
no,
Katana,
they usually
Scorpio?
do that as like a little teaser at the end. Like sometimes it could be Predator, it could be Alien.
Oh, Darkseid.
So he's
a special
pre-release
guy.
Yeah, he's a special guy. So.
I saw that. I was watching.
I was going to ask you about him. I don't really know much about that guy. Is he just a nasty mofo?
He's like Thanos in Marvel. Mm-hmm. He's like
He's the equivalent of that.
He's the equivalent of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you can go back to the comics history and say who stole from who.
Sure.
Marvel stole from DC.
Okay.
Well, no, it's a big thing. But Jack Kirby made the New Gods.
Yeah.
And basically they were supposed to be their own separate thing.
Okay.
And then they became part of the regular Superman universe.
Okay.
So Darkseid is the worst of the worst.
Right.
He's the baddest of the bad guys. The king, devil, evilest person. He runs a planet called Apocalypse.
Okay.
With a K.
Yeah.
So he's like the really nasty guy, and he's what they're building to in the movies.
Right.
So do you remember in Batman v Superman, which we don't like to talk about? We never talk about it. But in Batman v Superman, there's that big Omega symbol on the ground.
Mm.
In Batman's future vision, that's the Darkseid symbol.
Ah, okay.
Or Darkseid. I don't know. I always say Darkseid.
Darkseid.
It's side.
Is it side?
It's side.
Okay.
Well, I say seed.
Right.
I've said it since I was a kid because when you're reading in a comic,
it's
not what you say in your head, is it? You don't have to say it out loud. So Darkseid is...
So he's eventually going to be making it into those.
Yeah.
So because he's such a big villain.
He killed Batman.
So
well, kill is a strong word to use.
He's already dead.
Yeah.
You better not fucking kill him again, because not having any of that.
He's real powerful though. Like he's like Superman level strong, and he's immortal, and his eyes can blast people and kill and all that.
Lovely.
It's just cool to see him in the game being like special pre-release order.
Yeah, because his eyes like light up at the end, kind of thing, in red or whatever.
Yeah, that's his Omega beams. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's like in any of those characters, none of them are going to be realistic.
Yeah.
It's just Street Fighter, but with different skins.
I'm just going to choose him and just get the eye beams on.
Just smash people. Yeah, that would be great if like there was one character who just wins instantly. Yeah. Like, do you remember Street Fighter 2? Like, this is way back, the original Super Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And you get to M. Bison.
Right.
And like when you're fighting the computer version of M. Bison, he just kicks the shit out of you. Yeah. Like you can't beat him. He's dropping on your head.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, somebody told me once that if you pick M. Bison and you try and do his moves, you can do them.
Yeah.
But the computer has like
the way the
computer can do it faster than you can do it.
When you pulled off one and then you had to try and pull off another one, there's a gap between it.
Exactly.
The computer just erases the gap.
He was like the first combo character.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, everyone can do combos before their moves are finished.
Totally.
But he would stomp on your head and then hit you.
Yeah.
And hit you again.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you could do.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So it'd be great if Darkseid was like that. You just charge up the beams, you're dead. You're like, I hate this. Every time we fight, you just win instantly.
There was a cool game for PlayStation 1, I believe. It could have been PlayStation 2, called Bushido Blade. And it was like a samurai sword game. Yeah. And the unique thing about that game was it was one hit, one kills. Because so if you blocked at the right time, which was half the game, is like blocking. But if you made the hit, I mean, basically, samurai sword, when you hit someone, it's going to fucking kill them. Yeah. So in that game, you would kill them. Yeah. So a round could last 2 seconds. Like I remember playing with my brother. Yeah. And he didn't know what block was yet. So I just killed him. And he was like, what just happened? You know, it's like there's no point in like health bars because
exactly.
Like you could maybe take like a little thing to the foot.
It's a pretty good dynamic.
I kind of like it was a hardcore game. But if you knew how to block, it's a very tense game because you're like block, and then you're like attack, block, you know. And then suddenly it's just like one hit, you know. Yeah. But same for the other person. If he gets.
Have you ever seen a real samurai sword, like a YouTube video or anything? Shout out to YouTube who are sponsoring us.
Just seen it on the shelf.
Just everybody who's listening should just go look at somebody testing out a samurai sword.
Just like the sharpness,
it's insane.
Yeah,
like they'll get these like mats of what's it called? There's that kind of armor that they have. Yeah, and they'd have like that, and they'd wrap it around this mat of like a wooden post, and then they put it there, and the guy would just slice through the whole thing, slice the wood post in half. This is like a big chunky wood post like that big, like you're 6 inch diameter, just slice it straight through, and you're just thinking, this guy's just walking around with this.
What's
thing?
The point in wearing this? Yeah.
So this whole idea of like sword fighting, like the Star Wars lightsabers and all that, it's like no. Back in the day, it was one slice, and you're done. Yeah. And all the samurai moves were all designed around swish, like just a quick one. They weren't doing like parrying and blocking on that. They were just like, it was like that game. You'd stand there and be like, you're dead. That's it.
Yeah.
Which is what George Lucas tried to do with the sword fighting in the original Star Wars.
Okay.
Like if you watch the Star Wars with like the young Han Solo, like Harrison Ford, and the way they fight with lightsabers, they're kind of like holding them with 2 hands. They tried to make them heavy, like they're like big broadswords. Yeah. Because there's so much power in them.
Sure.
And then once they made the prequels, it was all one-handed flipping.
Quicker.
And obviously that's like, you get better guys, better training.
Sure.
Like Alec Guinness isn't going to learn how to fight like that.
No, yeah.
But they kind of brought that back in the recent one, in The Force Awakens. Right. Like everyone has to hold their lightsaber with 2 hands.
Yeah. It's like, especially with the way the light comes out the side, it's almost like a proper king's sword, isn't it?
Yeah, you know I mean? The big broadsword kind of thing to it.
It's pretty sweet. I'm interested to see where that character goes as well, but we can talk about it in the movie segment.
The other thing about games you were just mentioning there with how the Bushido Blade?
That's it. Yeah.
How in Bushido Blade, 1 cut, 1 kill.
Yeah.
I remember the guy who made Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But he's like this crazy game designer who's said he's always wanted to make a video game where if you die, the game shuts down.
Oh, yeah.
And you can never play it again.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I think I've heard of that. Or
and I'm
heard
like,
about
that's
an interview.
Mental.
Yeah.
But how much pressure would you be under?
Well, they do it in different levels. Like I always imagine a game like that. So I used to play Counter-Strike a lot, and that was when first persons got really popular. And what they did was when you die so it's like 6v6, 10v6. When you die, you have to watch the rest of the match, and they still do that now in games. But that's a cool mechanic because it's like, oh, I'm out of this round. I can't help anymore. Yeah, I can just watch. So that's kind of cool. But I always found it interesting. I don't think anyone's done it because I don't know how well it would sell. But imagine playing Counter-Strike or a game like Halo, whatever we want to play. If you die that day, you can't play again until the next day. Oh, so you got a 24-hour.
24-hour.
That would be interesting because everyone you're playing against is in the same boat. So you don't run out like kamikaze because you're not going to play for the rest of the thing. I don't think it would sell well because it wouldn't sell to it would have to sell to the hardcore group. Yeah. But that's an interesting concept. Or
you never know.
Maybe you can make it an hour, but then you could argue that in an hour you might not be in front of your console anymore. Yeah. So, but if it was 24 hours, it's just like, let's play. Yeah. Let's take this easy. Yeah. It would have to be quite a slow tactical game like Rainbow Six or something. Yeah. But that would be...
It sounds crazy, but if you go into like the conspiracy theories that the military are making video games to train the next generation of fighters, so like they find the kids who've got the best reflexes and then they go around, they'd be like, hey kid, maybe you want to join the military, maybe you want to join the Rangers. Yeah. Because they just like, they're trying to pre-program, whatever. But if you went on that route, you could definitely see the military kind of going to EA or going to DICE and be like, how about you make a game with a little bit more tension in it, a little bit more tactical mentality.
We'll throw some money your way.
Yeah, so, exactly. So keep an eye out for that for the VR world. Yeah. Because once you have to start like scanning rooms and once you have to get physically involved, you're training soldiers when they're 8 years old. Yeah. By the time they're 18 and ready to fight, they're like, yeah, you're ready to go. You don't need a boot camp.
What experience have you had, soldier?
I've had more wars than you can imagine.
Yeah. I've had 3 years VR.
3 years VR.
And I've had 1 year Alien Isolation. You're in.
Yeah. Is it... I don't know if they're still in there. I guess this could be Tech Talk. Screw it. Where are we going? Oh no, it was last year. The Russians. Yeah. They let out the people that were doing the 18 months isolation.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about that. It was basically the Hunger Games, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, not that one. This is like just for space travel.
Oh, okay.
They were just testing what it would be like to have 6 or 8 people
so far away,
stuck in like a little space for 18 months.
Yeah. What happened there?
Nothing crazy happened. Everything was like, they're astronauts. They're all being...
23 of them came out.
Yeah. 6 of them went in. Yeah. And they were just saying like, in the future, that might become a VR system. Right. Because you can then make them replicate. Like, you've got the game with the space station.
Yeah, totally.
So you would have to get used to the fact that you're not quite where you are anymore. Yeah. And it would always be changing.
But they can get to that level where it's so immersive that you forget you're in there. Like, they will eventually get there.
Well, that's what they're saying. Like, they'd never take it off. They'd always be in the VR.
Exactly. And they'll barely know it's on because it won't be a big helmet. It'll be just glasses.
So they could keep you in, like, a regular room. Yeah. Like a padded cell like we're in. Yeah. But they'd make it look like that.
Padded cell.
Yeah. So whatever, whatever you want to do in the future, that's the way it could go. VR is just going to help you do it.
Yeah.
Because then you don't need to build a space station to train people.
Well, they're doing that with phobias and stuff like that. Like, so my wife's afraid of heights, and well, you've been there for the last couple of experiences, and we did the walk the plank, and she's now able to walk the plank. Yeah. And then she used to get scared on the second floor of the mall, and she's not as bothered by it. Yeah. And it's strange because it is because of VR. Because she's technically kind of been up a skyscraper. Yeah. So
like, her brain doesn't know the difference.
Yeah. So and there are apps out there for like arachnophobia and stuff, and where spiders will walk across your face in VR and stuff, which actually would be pretty messed up. So the people are using them to get over fears.
Well, my phobia is aliens, so that's never going away. No one playing Alien Isolation.
I don't think it ever will. No. I don't think it ever will.
I don't think I'll ever get over the fact that giant acid spitting bastard's coming at me.
Yeah. We'll know about it soon.
Yeah. So it's coming at me.
We'll know how.
I'm going to put the helmet on. Just put it on.
Yeah. I'm just going to buy an alien costume. So when you take the VR off, I'm just going to be standing in front. Either that, or I'll get my porch light I showed you. Yeah. My porch light is broken, and it looks like a little... What's the thing inside the alien mouth called?
I don't know. It's
like the thing, the biter that comes out. Yeah, it looks like one of those. It looks like one of those because the end of it's like smashed with teeth and stuff. Oh well.
That's going to be the thumbnail for the video when we do it. Just that little thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you should. That'd be hilarious. Another thing, because we're talking about military, is EA. I don't particularly like this, but it's okay. But they brought out a thing called Premium Friends. So, do you know when you buy a game, so you can buy Battlefield 1, you could buy that right now on its own, but you can buy a premium version of Battlefield.
Right.
So it's like $100, but it gives you all the expansion packs. And and also, when an expansion pack comes out, you get to play it like 2 weeks before anyone else.
Right.
So they want to get your money from day one. It's like $100 or $120, but you get all the expansion packs. If you were to buy them separately, you'd be paying over that in the long run.
Right.
But you never know if you're really going to keep with the game and for all that time, because usually they support their games for about a year. But Premium Friends is a new one. So it's for everyone that's bought Premium already. So say like if you had Premium but I didn't. So we both had Battlefield 1.
When I get my Xbox Scorpio.
So you buy this. It will work for Battlefront. So say like you got Scorpio, you got Battlefront 2 Premium. I just bought the regular version. Yeah. Suddenly the new maps come out. I'm a cheap bastard. Yeah. New maps come out and you're like, oh, we want to play Hoth, you know? Right. I can now play Hoth if I'm in the same group as you. Yeah. Iceland, yeah. I can now play that because you have Premium. You're a Premium friend. Oh, okay. I can now play that map when but if you log off, sorry, I gotta go. Right. And I'm like, I can't play this anymore because my Premium friend's gone. So I kind of like that because obviously, if I like the map, I might start buying Premium myself. Yeah. So it's it's just a weird thing. Premium friends. Not regular friends. Yeah. Premium friends.
Sorry, guys, my Premium friends logged
You're going to be like categorizing them in your list.
I'm going to spend more time with my Premium friend.
Yeah.
It's a good system in that, obviously, it opens the door to more games for people to play. And then you can trade it back and forth. So I'll get Battlefront. You'll get Halo, that kind of thing. Yeah. So that way, it's like we don't have to buy the premium.
The premium for each one. Yeah. I say, but the thing is, there are going to be occasions where, like Easter weekend, it's like, hey, I'm going to be playing Battlefield, and I'm like, oh, I'm away. You're like, well, really felt like playing Hoth, Alex. Yeah. You know.
Well, give me a computer. So just come down and get it, and just go back. And I was like, screw you.
Actually, there are other ways around that. You can like log in with different. You can log in with my account and stuff like that. But anyway, I thought it was interesting. Premium friends. But,
not that we recommend that, but we definitely recommend that.
Yeah. Yeah. The other one was. Do you remember I mentioned flash sales for PlayStation?
So they come up like $3 things.
Yeah, so it's up this month. I bought last night $9.99. The Uncharted series. It comes with Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. They're all remastered. Uncharted, like the best games on the PlayStation. Yeah. 1, 2, and 3. They're all remastered for PlayStation. Oh, cool. So they're in 1080p, 60 frames a second. Super cool. $9.99. I was just
for all three of them?
For all three. So I was just like, boom. I just clicked the button. It was like, that's how you get sales. It's like, you got to, because it was regularly like $30. It was like $10 for each one. Yeah. So I can get, so I was just like, I don't even know if I have time. But I need this in my collection.
You need all three of them. Yeah.
And that's half the reason why I bought a PlayStation is because it's exclusive. So you can't buy them on Xbox, you can't buy them on PC.
I've never played an Uncharted game.
It's just another shout out to PlayStation for just having those flash sales. Like Nintendo and the other guys have them as well, but boom.
Not on that level.
Good to have these.
Or maybe on that level, but you don't have it, so you don't care.
No, I don't know. We'll find out soon enough for some Scorpio action. But another one, Zelda on Switch has sold more games than Switch consoles. So the Switch version of Zelda has sold more than the actual Switch consoles. So some people are buying it twice. I don't even know how that works.
Explain that to me.
I don't understand.
First off, take it off the shelves.
The only way
successful. Take it off the shelves.
Yeah. Well, you can't find a Switch now, so maybe that's what they've done.
That's it. Yeah, someone bought a Switch. Then the president of Nintendo went into their apartment, took it off the shelf. They come home. They're like, "Where's my Switch gone?" They have to go buy a new one.
Take it off the shelf. Take it off.
Get it gone.
I mean, the only way I can explain that is maybe you buy it.
Yeah.
So you've got a Switch, and then. But it's mobile, so I can't explain it. Because I was going to say you can maybe like your brother in Ireland buys it and then he can play it as well. But no. You need the blooming console.
He needs a
console. So I don't really understand it. I could understand it if it was the Wii, because the Wii.
Is it just a lot of people not telling their friends that they've gotten it?
I don't know.
There's like
people just loving it and they want to buy it twice.
Do you want a Zelda game? Is that what you want, son? Yeah, Dad, I'll take a Zelda game. He's already bought it.
Unless actually the other way around is that people don't have the console yet. They've bought it in anticipation of
who does that?
The console's
who would
be out
do
soon.
that?
So I don't know. You and me, we've got it.
Well, I do have my copy right here.
We wanted to lick the cartridge.
Because it tastes bitter. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand that at all. That's the craziest thing.
It's a true story. Yeah.
Maybe the numbers are just wrong.
Numbers are wrong.
They're just like 2-for-1 sales.
They have taken them off the shelves. Like literally.
That's what it was. Somebody went into the EB Games and said, "Oh yeah, you can get any 2 Nintendo Switch games for the price of 1."
Yeah.
Well, you can buy a Zelda. So
Yeah,
you just get 2 copies of Zelda.
2 copies of Zelda. You don't want... Oh, well, actually, there's nothing else.
So people are buying 2 copies of Zelda, waiting for a new game to come out so they can trade it in.
Trade it in for half price.
Yeah, because some idiot put a 2-for-1 sale on it.
Yeah. That's maybe the best explanation we've got, you know, and it's not particularly good. But
this is just Nintendo's mental system. We sell more games than consoles because we keep taking the consoles people like off the shelves.
What are they playing at?
I don't know. It's working though. People are spending money on things that A, they don't want, and B, they don't make.
Yeah.
Nintendo don't even have to do anything anymore and people will give them money. It's like, we're not giving you a console, we're not giving you the game.
Yeah.
But you can buy another copy of the game if you want.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Lick it. Lick the cartridge. Maybe they're doing it to lick the cartridges.
Yeah.
So
they have one to lick and one to play.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Lep. Just going to end up in like some special chef's menu in some restaurant. The Nintendo Switch, it's got a little delicate taste that we put on top of all of our seasonings.
What's in this soup? Zelda. It's just like, and a Switch console.
It's a Breath of the Wild salad.
Breath of the Wild. Oh god, that's funny.
There we go. That's what we're going.
We'll talk after this. So I like that. And the last one was the Mini NES has been discontinued, and we've talked.
We're going
about
back
that
to it
because we've taken it off the
Why
shelves.
Nintendo? Just why? What are they doing?
It's successful. Take it away.
So next month, though, we're gonna be playing Injustice.
Next month, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the PlayStation version.
Whichever version we want, to be honest, but it probably will be.
So that'll be. I think that's probably going to be the first of our game nights.
Most likely, yeah.
So everyone can watch us scream and shout at each other.
Technically, next week. Is a game-ish night.
Game-ish night. Yeah. We're doing Alien Isolation, but that's going to be the first console game night.
Yeah.
Where we're both playing and just both screaming.
Oh yeah.
And then in June we're going to have Wipeout, Tekken, and there's another game.
Crash Bandicoot.
That's not a 2-player, is it?
No. But Tekken will be.
So you're only going to kick my ass in 2 games that month.
Well,
I don't know. Wipeout. I might have a chance at Wipeout.
Wipeout. If you blink, you've crashed.
That's true.
So that's basically what happens.
So all I got to do is just throw, paprika in your face when we're playing.
Yeah. We're done. Yeah. I mean, I remember playing that with my bro, and we were just leveling up, and every time you level up, you get faster and faster on these rounds. And then I was just playing, and I was
get the little extra jets in the wing and all that.
Yeah. And then we were going faster and faster, and then we were doing an achievement, so it was like you have to get to level like 90, and I was at level 70, and it was like, the music was like, and then, like everything, all the lights are coming by like that, and my brother's like, hang on, and he wasn't playing, but he was like, don't blink, and then suddenly it was like 82, 83, and it got to a point where if I looked to the top right hand corner of the screen with my eyeball to see what level I was on, you crash. Yeah. Because I just looked. It
was too fast.
So I was just like, I can't look. And then my brother would be like, I'll tell you when you're close. But he had to trick me in the end. Yeah. Because I was really at 85. But he was like, you've still got a bit to go. Yeah. But he was like, no, he doesn't really. He's only got 2 levels kind of thing. Because as soon as he says, 2 levels to go.
You'd freak out. Yeah.
Crash and burn. So we eventually did it. But then I was like, I can blink. I can blink. So.
It's going to be a great game to play. I remember playing that way back on the original PlayStation.
And that one is 4K as well. So because it's an older game, they've just remastered it.
Do you think they'll VR that one? We are the official VR podcast.
Actually, a lot of people
really, every conversation.
A lot of people really want to VR on that one. Yeah. Big time. So it's just nostalgia and stuff.
That one will get you sick though.
That will get you sick.
Because you go upside down and then like you can shoot at each other and all that.
Yeah.
So you're doing that in whatever. 4K. Bloody 1080 both eyes, you're just going to be freaking out.
1080 both eyes.
Oh my god, what's happening?
That actually leads me in nicely with some of my tech. It was Easter weekend. And
you don't want to bitch about NES anymore?
Had some NES, they'll get their fair share, probably in this one and the movie section as well. So, but yeah, I had some family over, so I think we've established with the VR, which we keep talking about.
We're the VR podcast.
It's very good for like demoing and showing people, because everyone's just like, oh, what's so great about it? Because they look at it on the TV, but that's a 2D experience, Yeah. So anyway, my father-in-law came around, and I had this one called Ultimate Booster, the roller coaster one that we talked about. So he saw a bunch of us do it. Like my brother-in-law like made it about halfway through one, and he was like, whoa, this is like giving me a headache kind of thing. So my father-in-law was like, let's give it a go. So we put it on, and then it was like spinning around. And he got about halfway through as well. He took it off and he was like, "Whoa, not feeling too good." And we were like, "Oh, okay." And he was like, he just opened the door and ran out. Yeah. We were like, "Hello?" And he went upstairs and he actually chucked up. So he was like, that did not, like, in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But he was
just
he
in the
was
kitchen,
not
just to
feeling
teach you a
too
lesson.
good. So yeah. So that's, you know,
that
what
one
VR
is crazy.
VR can mess you up in that way.
Yeah.
So, but that was the first demo I've done where I've been like, oh my god, like. He's not in a good way.
Yeah.
It took him about an hour to recover. He was just like, okay, now I can watch the hockey or whatever. But it was interesting because I love demoing it and seeing how people react. The funny thing with us two on that same demo is we were holding onto the bars, weren't we?
Yeah.
And he did the same
like
thing.
Like a roller coaster, yeah.
I know there's a lot of other people doing the same thing. So, and then the other thing that happened, which
it's still blocky. Like it still looks like PlayStation level graphics.
Yeah, it's not photoreal.
It's not photoreal yet. But when it gets photoreal, it'll make anybody sick.
Yeah, because
I think that's the only thing that's keeping me together when I'm in it.
Shut down theme parks.
Oh yeah, I can see that happening. If you can get to the point of photoreal and you can't tell the difference and it's 4K.
Eventually you'll be in chair. Like not everyone's going to buy a chair like this, but you'll be able to go to like a room where the chair is programmed to do.
Oh, like the D-box chair.
Yeah, basically D-box. Yeah. So, have you sat at a D-box before?
No, you?
No, but I was at the theatre for Logan, I think it was, and I could hear them. Yeah. I could hear the D-box going. It was kind of annoying.
For Logan?
Actually. Yeah, it was kind of annoying.
Such an exciting movie.
No, it was actually, funny enough, it was for Beauty and the Beast.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure I had vibrations with that.
I think I'll probably go see that this week, but I don't think I'll do the D-box version of it.
I don't think you need to. But yeah, the other thing that kind of stuck out on the VR was...
Be our guest. Be our guest.
Oh, I said VR guest.
Be our guest.
Sound like a bloody crazy robot's going to strangle someone.
Yeah, just sitting beside it, blowing smoke in your face and crap. Snowflakes on your hair.
Yeah, but...
Be our guest.
Yeah, my brother-in-law was doing the walk the plank. So he was walking out. He was like, wow, this is something else. And we were like, take a step. And he was like, hold on a second. And then, like everyone was. And then his partner basically looked at me and was just like, gave the motions of, shall I give him a push? Yeah. Shall I push him off the plank?
Just a little nudge and look.
And I was like, and because we were trying to be quiet, I was kind of like, maybe kind of sign, like maybe. Yeah. I thought she was just going to do the little push, thing like that.
Shake.
Because you know how it's like when you're in there, especially when you're on a friggin' skyscraper, you're very kind of cautious. Yeah. She gave him a proper push. Yeah. Fell on the floor and rolled. and then he took the helmet off. His eyes were just like, what is going on? And there was like laughter for about a good 5 minutes. Yeah. And then she realized what she'd done because I got her to put it on. Yeah. And she was like, well, we're really here. Yeah. We're really on this building. And then she took it off right after and goes like, I'm so sorry. Because like you can nudge someone, but to push someone and then like enough that he has to roll on the floor.
Because in that environment,
don't know what's coming.
Yeah, like if you get pushed in real life, you automatically know you got pushed. But if you've got the helmet on, you're in that world. Yeah. So when you get pushed, you're sort of like, was that part of the game?
And he doesn't particularly like heights. Like he's okay with them, but he's not. He's probably like kind of a bit like me. He's just like sweaty palms, but I can do this. But then suddenly, if you move off and you roll, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm in that room with the carpet. Yeah. Because I thought I was standing on a plank a second ago. Yeah. So I thought that was hilarious.
Your whole brain just goes into overdrive.
I don't think he tried it after that. So I think he was actually slightly scarred by it. Like kind of thing. Oh, I'm going to give it a break for a little bit. But,
so you have your missus healing her brain problems, and now he's gotten scarred by it.
Some. Well, that's what we were joking about. Is like he's just going to remember it, and then like if he's ever on a height or something, he's like, "Stay away from me."
He won't be able to put on a pair of sunglasses again. He's like, no, flashbacks.
Yeah.
It's like the VR's at me.
And then the last VR thing I promised is the Batman exclusive that was PlayStation. Oh yeah, that's coming out in a week and a bit. There's another PlayStation exclusive which is now up. And it's ready for PC, right? And it's called Battlezone, and it's a tank game. But it's in like a computer. It's almost like I'm trying to remember the name of the film. The old school
Tron.
It's basically like Tron, yeah. So it's tanks, but in Tron style, right? With all the vector and stuff. Oh yeah. But apparently it's super addictive. And it was a PlayStation. It launched with the PlayStation VR. Yeah. So and it was one of the system sellers. So that's coming out in 3 days, like a beta. Ooh. So.
We should play that next week.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So I think it's a beta, but I've already asked to go in. But, that's just another because there's some really great that's what PlayStation do, is they buy good exclusives. And they're like, hey, get it for our platform. But they slowly are having their 6-month exclusivity. So I did work out, I think next month is their Star Wars exclusivity goes out. So we'll be able to fly in an X-Wing. I think it's 6 months. I'm hoping it's 6 months because Resident Evil was a year, so we won't, unfortunately, until January play that one.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure it would have cost them way too much to do a year for Star Wars. So next month is 6 months since it came out on PlayStation. So usually it will like be, it's out for Oculus now and stuff like that. So that'll be cool as well. And then the last tech thing I had, I don't know if you heard about this. Did you hear about what Burger King did?
No,
this is not in there. You did or you didn't?
No.
Burger King had an ad, and it was in the States, and a lot of people in the States have Google Home, which is like that little device you can talk to. It's very much like the Amazon Echo and all that.
Oh yeah, when you just tell it
say what's the weather and stuff. But Google got their own version, but it's very popular in the States because it pretty much only works in the States. But Burger King came up with an ad.
It's like their Siri box, or it's like that.
It's exactly like, and Apple actually apparently are coming out of one because that's what they do. They copy everyone else once it gets popular.
They're not innovative at all anymore.
I know. They'll do it and they'll add some little tweak to it and say like, we reinvented the box.
There's no off button.
Yeah.
It will always be on.
It will always be on.
It's like, God damn it, Apple.
Google, Burger King, it was a clever ad. It was something I feel like we probably would have come up with here, but then they actually shut it down. But basically what it is they had like a new Whopper. It was like a spicy Whopper and stuff. And they were like, this is a super cool Whopper and it has this much cheese, this much lettuce and all that. But it's got so much good stuff in here and good calories or whatever. Yeah. We can't tell you on this ad. So, and then the guy on the ad just goes, Google, tell me about the Whopper. And he goes, Google now, tell me about the Whopper. And it actually activates your Google Now. And then they've programmed it so when it hears that, it tells you everything about the Whopper. So the ad ends, but their ad technically continues on your Google Now and says, the Whopper.
I get what you're saying.
Comes with cheese, blah, 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 and a nice seeded bun, So it's a clever way of continuing their ad. Yeah. But blooming annoying because they've activated your bloody Google Now. Yeah. So they actually, it was so, I guess, annoying that they actually shut it down. Yeah. But clever because it made it to news. I'm talking about it. Other people are probably talking about it.
It was a great way of hacking the system.
That's kind of cool. I believe it happened with Xbox because remember Xbox Now, you can connect and stuff. You could turn that on back in the day by saying Xbox on. You know? And then that's why everyone was worried about, why is this thing listening to me all the time? Is this fucking Cybernet? Yeah. So I think they kind of shut that down a little bit. But it's very similar to that where they knew that this thing was on and they were like, let's talk to it. So your TV was talking to your thing. But
yeah, it's just like having the ad if it turned around and midway through the ad somebody said, hey Siri, how cool is it if you went to go here? But we can't tell you that. And then that ad stopped and your phone heard it. And your phone's like, I'm looking that up now, Alex. Yeah. You're like, what? What are you doing?
You can actually, you might be able to like activate Siri. I haven't done it for a while. I don't really use it. But hey Siri, I've got it on.
There she goes.
But can you do it?
Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Siri, you bitch.
No.
You racist bitch. Hey Siri. 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 Am I saying it right?
Maybe
Silly.
A bit closer. Hey Siri.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri.
No.
Yes, I got it.
Oh, you got it.
Oh no, didn't work. What a bitch. Fucking racist bitch.
It actually says bitch on there though. It said hey Siri bitch. Anyway, so there we go. There we go.
Hey Siri bitch.
Did say something like that.
That's what people tune in for.
So that's basically what it was doing.
Right,
but,
right.
It wasn't. The guy on the Burger King ad wasn't Irish.
No, it's true.
And calling Google
I'm not
now
exactly
a
the
bitch.
best. I'm not exactly the best secret agent.
But it was clever.
It's all right. I'll get all the codes from his phone. Hey Siri, you bitch. You bitch. Siri, open the phone, you bitch. I'm not going to get the nuclear codes out of you today, am I? You big dirty whore.
Dirty.
But it's okay. We're the VR podcast. Clearly,
we pretty much are.
How many people do we know even have
the
a
Marvel
VR?
VR?
Yeah, PR. Marvel PR and the VR lovers.
Oh, that is actually another thing. Is I was looking at sales. PlayStation have actually got quite a lot more than Oculus and Vive because you need to have the PC. It's expensive.
Yeah.
But I actually read that Oculus might have only been 300,000 and Vive might be 500,000.
Right.
Something around there. I don't think they've ever released. And then we know that PlayStation announced 900.
Right.
But I think they're probably at 1 million now because that was announced a while ago.
So generally it's like 2 million sales.
No, it'll be... you mean
in general VR?
For VR. VR, yeah, it's probably 2 million, but like half of that literally is PlayStation. The reason is because so many people have one already, but eventually the PC one, like Oculus, will get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and they'll announce a new Oculus and a new Vive, and that'll get cheaper.
The other point is that the PC games will get better faster than the PlayStation.
They will, because the PlayStations can't get any better, as in graphic wise, but they can get. You can get a really cool experience, but you can't really get more. I mean, graphics in this case in VR does make it better. So
it's probably what will happen with the Scorpio. They'll probably try and bring out a game that's not 4K but 1080 both eyes or whatever it is,
which is
2K both eyes.
So it will basically,
so it's better than the PlayStation.
And because they've got that E3 announcement of Scorpio, I talked last week about the specs, and we know it's like superpower hungry and everything. I don't know if this will happen. I'm not going to put it on the record because I know, but they could have an alliance with or a partnership. They have done it in the past with Oculus. They might not do it. They might do it just. They might have their own thing. I don't know, but they might actually partner with Oculus, and they say, "Here's Project Scorpio. You're going to buy it. I want to play Battlefront and everything like that." And then, oh, by the way, I'm
going to buy it. It's going to be my premium friend.
If you've got an Oculus, you can plug your thing in. You can play all your games with it as well. They're not going to bring out their own VR. I don't think.
I wouldn't think so.
They're smart enough just to say, hey, this company's doing well. Oculus is big. We're big. Let's partner up. You know? And they've done it in the past because the Xbox controller comes with the. Because on the weekend we're going to be playing Alien Isolation. So the headset comes with a Xbox One controller. So that's what we're going to play Alien Isolation on. So, and technically in Oculus, there's a room called Xbox, and you go into the room, and you can. It's just like you're in a massive room with a projection screen, and you can play every single Xbox game on that screen. But it's just like looking at a massive projection screen,
right?
But you know how immersive.
But it's the first step. Of
it's the first step. You're not like in the car, but you're playing it on 100-foot screen.
Exactly.
So which is such a weird thing because you've got a helmet on. But you're playing it on 100 screen, you know.
Logically, you would think you're getting less. But because of the immersion, you're getting more.
And then, can you imagine doing that, watching a film on a plane? So I'm going to watch King Kong.
Wow.
I won't watch it at the back seat. I'm going to watch it on a 100-foot screen. This is the other thing. In Venice, while I'm floating on a friggin'
gondola,
which you can do. That's one of the experiences, is you're on a gondola and it's being projected onto a wall. And then you can hear just... chatter
this
in the background.
Is insane.
I know.
When you say it out loud.
You're not on that plane anymore.
No.
Like, it's just like...
And that's a great thing for, again, people who have fear of flying or they don't like planes.
Exactly.
You're not on a plane. You're on a boat.
What was that rumble? What was that rumble? What was that? That's just the gondola.
No, you're just on the waves. Just...
Would you like chicken, sir, or pizza?
That's gonna be crazy. Crazy future.
Like I can actually see airlines, maybe not with Oculuses, but with mobile VR eventually when it gets a bit better. They're gonna just have headsets. They're not gonna have it on the back of the seat. They're gonna just give you
the headset.
Give you a headset
instead of giving
plastic headsets, which are cheap enough with the lenses. Put your phone. You put your own phone in. You can have your own experience. You got your own apps on there. Boom. Or download our plane apps or whatever, and then you can just watch the films from that, which would just be awesome, you know.
The other thing with that from a cost perspective is that with the screens and everything you got in the front seat or the seat in front of you,
if they break and shit,
break and all that, you got to replace the whole seat. Where if it's just a shitty little helmet thing, those lenses, and you can always update them real quick.
The lenses on them, if they crack, they're like $10 from the dollar store kind of thing.
And it's also the upgrade, because if you're trying to upgrade the seat, you have to upgrade every single seat. Which means you have to take all the seats out. You got to but if it's just a helmet, it's just like the headsets they give you. They just wipe them down and it's good to go.
And then like first class can get their own 4K phones that go in them. And it's like you're seeing a 4K experience. Those guys back there are using their own phones. However, we can give them a phone to put in, but it's just a regular crappy little screen. But I can see that happening. Eventually the fucking captain's just going to be flying.
The captain's not even going to get on the plane. He's going to be flying it from the ground.
Just flying it from the ground. Oh, I've run out of battery.
They would. It'd be like the drones. Like you just have one guy flying 7 planes at once. Like the guys in the control tower, that's their job, is to fly the plane now. You know, there's no pilot in the plane.
It's true. It's like the drones that found the kids in Logan. Lots of them. So silent.
Do you ever think we'd get rid of pilots on a plane?
No.
Never.
I wouldn't say never, but not in our lifetime at all. Because like
Really?
we're having trouble getting the drivers out of the cars.
Yeah.
So planes. I just don't think anyone would get on a plane.
Yeah.
And
It's just because this
like,
goes into my tech news, which is Tesla released. They're going to bring out an articulated truck,
right. Oh yeah.
which is electric.
Yeah.
And obviously Tesla are all over self-driving as well.
Yeah.
But it's like, would we ever get to, like, we're fine with kind of self-driving cars.
Yeah.
You're kind of used to the idea that all the lorries and all the shipments and all these like cross-country haulers, they're all going to become robotic because there's no reason not to do it. It's never going to get sick. It's never going to get tired. It's never going to get sleepy.
Yeah.
So if you're running a business, you can have a 24/7, haulage company moving all these freight trains.
Yeah.
Like Walmart and all those guys. They'd be like, oh yeah, electric, automated, perfect.
Sure.
Because it'll have like solar panels on the rig.
Yeah.
So it don't even need to charge up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they'll be all over that stuff.
Yeah.
But for an airplane, do you ever think our brains will get past the point that there's no one up front?
It depends how. We never really see the captain anyway, to be honest.
No.
It'd be funny if they. Well, it wouldn't be funny, but it would be weird if they say American Airlines. I'm just using them. But, but we've been flying without a pilot for 6 months.
Yeah.
You've never complained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's the thing they talk about now, how planes can take off and land by themselves.
And they pretty much do.
Yeah.
The pilot's there just in case. But I think that's what people like.
Yeah.
And they also like to hear that, this is your pet captain speaking, we're at this altitude and we're going to be coming down for landing. We'll go past the Alps. If you don't hear that, a fucking Siri.
Yeah.
Bitch,
Siri, bitch. Where are we, bitch?
Away. Move,
We're over the Alps, bitch.
Yeah.
But I think one of the statistics is 50% of all, it's like 95% of all car accidents are human problems. Like it's not like weather conditions factor.
You've got more chance of dying or getting into a crash on the way to the airport than when you're on the plane as well.
And on the plane, the statistic I think is like half of all incidents are related to the captain and the pilot screwing up. Sully screwing up,
Going into a lake.
Yeah, every other day of the week he's drunk.
Yeah. What was the Denzel one? That was a true story as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, I think he was just he was the drunk.
Yeah. It wasn't a true story.
I don't think it was a true story.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think anybody's ever flipped a 747.
As I said true story, I just remember it flipping. I was like, nope, it wasn't. It's just Sully. Yeah,
Sully was a great film, actually. I shouldn't even call that a bloody drunk. He was amazing.
No, that was fantastic.
And it's a great film because you know the ending.
No, I know.
But you're still like invested all the way through. Just the way he structured it was really smart. Anyway, I was saying half of every incident on flights would be gone tomorrow. Yeah. If we just let computers do it.
Yeah. It's still just the human thing. You need someone. It's like taking the steering wheel away. It's just too dangerous. Like I don't know. Yeah, it's just the comfort of knowing that there's someone there to press that button or to flip that thing. Yeah. Because if the computer makes an error, which I know it probably wouldn't, it's not there to flip that button. Yeah. It can't. So
it's just getting to the point of, like, we keep talking it's in the future, it's not in our lifetime. Yeah. But like the way our lifetime's going, things are getting so crazy.
It's technology is just rapidly advancing like crazy. Yeah. So you'll probably be flying back to Ireland on one.
There's no pilot.
There's no pilot. You just hear Siri. Hello, Paul.
Like, I get the idea because with a plane, there's more than one person. You're kind of like when you go in your car. Yeah. You're kind of making that choice for yourself. Sure. But when you're getting on a plane, there's like 200 people. Yeah. And you're kind of paying somebody else to take care of you. Yeah. So just from like the standpoint of, if something happens and somebody needs to flip that switch, you better have someone there to flip that switch.
The thing is, the reality is if something happens,
there's not really much. That's the point.
Not really much you can do about it.
But it's like that. There's that disconnect. Like our brain knows that. Yeah. But the fear factor in our heads are like, why isn't there a pilot up there? It's like, because if something went wrong that the computer can't deal with, a human's not going to be able to deal with it either.
But then there's decisions as in like, say like the petrol light goes on. So the captain's like, holy crap, petrol lights come on. He might know this has happened before.
Got to go to a gas station.
Yeah.
Pull over to the Alps, Siri, you bitch.
Yeah, he'll know contact thing. Petrol lights come on. It does sound like a fucking car though. I'm going to go to the nearest thing. That's what a computer probably would do. Do you want anything from
the shops?
So, but the computer will probably do that as well. But then the computer's just like, petrol lights come on. I'm going to the Alps, or going here to land. Petrol light turns off again. Right. What does the computer do? Yeah. Oh, I'm going to go back or whatever. There's a decision there where the pilot's like, I'm still going to go down and to land because that's dangerous. But maybe the computer might go, oh, it's back on.
Yeah,
it's gone off. Fine. Yeah. All right, we're going back. Send that to, it's just like some question. Or there's the whole question of, we are going down. Yeah. But if we go down in a certain way, we might, we're the front of the plane's buggered. I don't know how you can really land that way. I think everyone's buggered. So. But it's more of a...
Sully could do it.
How many people do you try and keep alive?
This is we talked about before with cars and how at some point someone is going... to put this all to our listeners, I know we've gone off on a thing that we don't usually do, but this is a good tech talk. Yeah. Think about it like this. If you've ever been in a car crash, your instinct kicks in. Yeah. Computer's going to be faster. Yeah. The computer's not going to be drunk, tired. It's not going to be distracted. Yeah. It's going to have 18 cameras that will all give it the same info, more information than you can do. Yeah. So it will react better. But at some point in the crash, you have decided to turn the steering wheel to the left so that you don't hit the car in front of you. Yeah. Now, in that process, by turning left, you actually hit the car to the side of you.
Yeah. It's got a family.
It's just got a family in it. When the cops turn up, you're not going to be in trouble. It was an icy road. Yeah. You're not drunk. Yeah. It was just a case of you saw the car in front of you. You made the instinct of oh my God, if I hit that, I'll definitely kill that guy. But if I hit the family, they're not going to be hurt. Might get fender bendered or whiplash. Yeah. Sure. So you've made that decision on yourself. No one's going to turn around and say that was the wrong decision. Yeah. If we get to the point of cars driving themselves, someone has to program that into the car.
I know, yeah.
But they've also got to get it to the extreme of, if I hit the car in front of me, that guy's going to die. If I hit the car to the side of me, that family's going to die.
It will be then down to 5v2.
Yeah.
So
someone has to program that into the computer.
Yeah.
Someone has to say, these lives are bigger.
How does that car know there's 5 people in the one to the left?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The car can. It will clearly have all the cameras. Yeah. But there's another alternative, which is if you turn the car to the right, you die.
Yeah. You just go. And
the car in front is fine. Yeah. And the car to the side is fine. Yeah,
totally. Well, I mean, the end goal is to never be in that situation ever. Yeah. But
someone has to be ready for it.
It has to be programmed in. So yeah. I don't think it would ever go off the road and kill you because...
But just to go back to your plane point, it's the same thing. If a plane's going down, the pilot will be like, oh, we should avoid that populated area. Yeah. We shouldn't turn left because we're going to be near that town. Yeah. I know we're crashing. I'm going to crash into the mountain. Yeah. Someone would have to program the plane to do that. Yeah. But with the car, it's the same thing.
Someone's going to enter that in and work it out or whatever. There's got to be some kind of mini lore handbook for it as well because...
They're going to have to write a brand new handbook.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it couldn't be a case of...
Because would you buy a Lexus knowing that it's going to drive off the road if it thinks... You know, but Hyundai will turn left.
I would say that...
They're not going to advertise
the best thing the law would do, not that there's a good situation there between killing 2 people or killing 5 or whatever, or killing just you. I would say the law would have to be written that the person in the car is the priority.
Yes.
So that your car is going to keep you safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that would most reflect your own instincts.
Right, yeah.
If you were in that situation, like I said, the option that doesn't go into your head is driving to the right.
Exactly, yeah.
You're just not thinking, oh, I'm not going to drive off the cliff. Yeah. You're just not... Your brain would never let you do it. Yeah. Unless it was an extreme, crazy situation. Yeah. So it's always going to be what can I do here that will still keep me alive? So I think that's priority 1. Yeah. Your car will never kill you. Yeah. But at some point, in that situation,
there is a scenario
the
where
car has to pick: is it going to kill 2 or is it going to kill 5?
Yeah. So I think down to that, it's basically.
Because that makes the most sense for the car.
It would be your car would be going off the cliff because
that's what I mean. That couldn't be a situation.
It would have to be though.
It couldn't be. You couldn't have the law overwrite basic human survival. So it would have to replicate what we do.
One of the other ones.
So everyone's car
Yeah.
takes care of themselves.
Because then you've got all these other scenarios of, yes, it goes left,
Yeah.
but maybe it can go left at a different angle or speed, and that there's a chance now that car on the left won't go off the cliff because we've gone at this speed.
Right.
Whereas if you turned left at a high speed,
Yeah.
they're definitely gone. They're definitely dead. There's
Yeah.
so many blooming...
That's the thing.
You know.
Like with the computer, you're going to have... It's all probability.
Yeah.
Like it's no different than looking at your computer
Yeah.
playing a video game or
Yeah.
whatever. It's saying, okay, if he makes that jump from this point, it's not going to work. But someone has to sit there and program. If you turn left, that family dies.
Yeah.
So the best thing the car should do is just keep going forward
Yeah.
and hit the guy in front. So someone's going to have to write the law
No, I know.
that the guy who wrote that code
Yeah.
isn't liable.
Yeah.
know
I'm
what I
sure, mate, it's probably being written up right now.
Yeah.
So I'm
well,
sure it
I know
is,
they're
so.
rewriting the laws at the moment in America for the automated cars.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Because legally you're
they're
not
starting
allowed to
to roll
drive.
out quite a lot.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to drive them in certain states.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So they're trying to change it so there's a federal law
Right.
that's going to govern it.
They've started in the UK, and I believe
It's going to be years. I think it's like 3 years are going to take doing this.
Yeah.
Which seems stupid, but you got to remember, like, this is the future.
Yeah.
Every car in America will be...
Actually, funny thing is,
And you also have to count international.
Apple,
Like if you drive south of the border with your automated thing, does that
that's true.
does that
Yeah,
follow the rules that American roads
that's
have?
very true. Yeah. Yeah, because it's just like basically like passports, please, or
Yeah.
everything like that, and it's like, what car is this? And it's
Yeah.
like, what rules is there? But wouldn't that be interesting that you just have to download
Download a different computer
road
brain,
rules?
yeah.
So you're just like, here's the key for a
Yeah.
thing. And
Well, that's the good thing.
goes
You're
in.
never going to get in a situation of driving on the wrong side of the road
Yeah.
because the car will know where it is.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. And also, the other thing with these cars is they're going to be silent because they're all electric. So
Yeah,
it's
they're
just
all
going to be like,
Yeah. You know, some of them have now got it programmed in that you can hear something.
yes, yeah. I know the new Ford, this is a good few years ago, but the new Ford Mustang has got a replicated engine. So not the one our mate Steve had, but I think a year or two after, it actually revs the engine inside with a speaker, so it sounds like you're in like
You got a
bigger,
V8,
like,
yeah. Big
like
diesel,
that.
yeah.
Whereas really, it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, instead of like a, those are
It's
my
like-
car sounds there.
Yeah,
you got
that's
my
our car sounds.
electric sound.
Siri, a bitch. That's the car sound.
No, it's very interesting. Like, I mean, we've talked about it like on one of our beginning podcasts. I remember, but
It's just because
like
we're
you
getting
said,
close. Like Tesla,
yeah, because it's coming
Tesla
closer.
bringing out trucks now,
Yeah,
and I think that will be the very first thing that will be automated.
yeah.
Because I know they've already done tests. I think it
Yeah.
was Budweiser. I think Budweiser last year they did a test where they had a semi truck
Okay.
deliver beer
Yeah.
from the brewery to
Oh,
a place.
interesting. That's cool.
It was like a couple hundred kilometers.
Yeah.
And obviously it's the same as the Uber drive where someone's sitting there, but the truck drove itself.
Yeah.
And
The thing with that scenario is, do you go right and destroy all those beers, or do you kill the
that
family?
could never be
left?
done. Yeah. But that's where I
Yeah,
think that's where the law is going to get very tricky.
Yeah.
Because if we go down my scenario that the car will never kill you, in a thing like the truck where there's no one in the truck,
Yeah.
that would make sense. The truck must always save people.
Yes.
right.
Of course. Yeah.
That would have to be right.
Yeah. There is
Like, there's
one
no
in
way
there.
you're going to say that Levi's truck
Yeah.
had the right to kill that family because everybody
Of
needed
course.
those stonewashed denims.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but look at my skinny jeans.
Look at these.
Look how good they are. They're so cheap because they get delivered for
People
nothing.
died for these.
All right, so there's our first two laws.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing this episode. We're making the laws for the future. The car can never kill the owner.
Yeah.
Empty cars must always avoid hitting anybody.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like the rules of robotics. You know
What
that?
about if there was two transport trucks, one with beer, but the other one had goods for, you know, the
medical supplies
for the Red Cross or something like that?
So
Is
do
there
they have a
status?
ranking system?
Yeah, is there a ranking? Is there statuses?
So like
you
this
know?
is a blue level delivery.
Yeah.
But this is a green level delivery.
Looks like you're going off the cliff.
You're going off the cliff, bitch.
Why are these trucks driving along cliffs dangerously with families?
But this is why it's cross international. Like if you're driving from Toronto to Vancouver,
Yeah.
it's a 5-day trip.
We've got the other thing of that you drive through. I don't know why I'm using Mexico City, but and you've got hacks. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're using the British laws in Mexico. you
Oh,
know?
right, yeah.
And it's just like, or car hacks, as in
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this car can break the speed limit, or
Yeah.
this car, will take those rights and lefts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or it's just,
That would have to be part of it in the future too, wouldn't it? You'd have to cut down on how much. When we first get the cars,
yeah,
you'd have the choice of whether you want to drive or the car wants to drive.
yeah,
But as you roll out and more people have the automated cars,
yeah,
the automated cars on highways, for example,
yeah,
would go faster
yeah,
because they're getting more data. They're able to process faster than a human. They can see 5 cars ahead, infrared, 80 cameras or whatever.
yeah,
On the highway where you're trying to keep flow of speed,
yeah,
they would probably have to put in a failsafe where you're not able to take over.
yeah. That's true, actually. Yeah,
Because at best, you could deal with like 120, 130k.
yeah,
And then you're starting to get a bit wobbly.
yeah,
It's not quite as good.
yeah,
So they'll be like, you know what? A human's not going to be able to keep pace with the computer.
yeah,
The computer can keep the flow of traffic at 180. So once you get up to a certain speed,
oh yeah,
you're not allowed to drive it anymore.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how fast as well, because less errors, less crashes. Yeah, that's up the speed limit.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's just like we're going 150 on these motorways.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, people are getting there quicker, doing this, and that.
Yeah.
But then all it takes is like one big crash. They shouldn't have been going 150. They should have been going this high.
Yeah.
Do you remember the days when it was just 90 on there? Maybe we should go back to that.
Maybe we should.
I think there should be steering wheels. Yeah, we're just predicting the future here.
But it's not even predicting. Like, this is what's happening.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
You're looking out the window and you're seeing your Teslas and you're seeing your automated Audis.
The other thing is, I don't know why I imagine it this way, is that when you go onto a motorway of your guided electric car, that I wonder if it could be almost like a scale-electric, as in like the sides, like you've got 2 sides and the car can't actually really fly off. Like, as in it's not like on a free road.
Yeah.
It's actually on a track. Almost like a train in a way.
There was one of those things they were talking about, mag streets.
I don't mean along a normal street. Maybe a normal street has free roam.
Yeah.
But when you're going along a highway and you need to get somewhere, then I wonder if they'll go down that route, like eventually, where it's like, I don't know, you're in this lane. Like, you know how like there's parking for electric cars right now? So I wonder if they'll eventually, and there's bike lanes, I wonder if they'll eventually have electric car lanes where the car goes in, it's slotted in, and it's just like, maybe it's fucking fast, and that's even another selling point. But you go in, there's no steering wheel, but you're sitting in with 4 other passengers, and it's just basically like a mini train. And it's just like,
that's what I was thinking.
But there's no chance of it kind of flying or going left or right, because it only has the track that it's on. And maybe that's magnets or whatever.
They were talking about magnet streets back in the day.
Because I know that's how Japanese trains, some of the Japanese trains, like bullet trains.
But even for like an automated car, that would make sense. Like, you kind of phase it in. Like, one lane is just electric.
Yeah.
But when you get to the point where all the lanes are electric, then you don't have to switch.
You don't need to have that.
You know what I mean? You don't need to go. There's no slow lane.
Yeah.
They all go 150.
But then you've got the left and right, turn left, hit into him. I wonder if they. I don't know. It's probably not. It's expensive and not efficient, but to have their own tracks, because then you don't have the option of going left and right. You're just on the track. Yeah. But then eventually you're going to want to take.
You have to take your off turn. Yeah.
So how does that work? So do you?
But that's why, like, if they're all electric and they're all on the same sensor system, then they can just register and like send out signals.
Totally. But then
like a Bluetooth Wi-Fi,
there's more
and then they
for
all
crashing
come in
by having sensors. Whereas if you're on a set track, like, do you get into a car knowing that it's on its set motion track to Hamilton or to here or wherever? Yeah. Again, it's not great because you just want to get into any car and go, I'm going to go.
Going to go home,
But it's interesting.
I want to see what's happening. I want to know what those laws are.
I remember actually speaking to you like a good 5 years ago, and you were talking about basically Uber. Do you remember? Do you remember that?
Everyone's just going to drive a car.
Yeah, everyone's just going to do this. You can. Do you imagine like we're having a pint and it's like I could just hail a cab from here. Yeah. It's like fuck. That came like I think within 6 months to a year after.
They had Uber.
Some fucker probably listened to you in a bar.
Yeah.
But
everyone's hacked
it was Halo and Uber.
Halo,
it really amplified big time. Because I remember my brother saying like this is really pissed off like London cabs and stuff. Yeah. But So
that's our tech, our going nowhere tech talk. Yeah. But I just think a lot of people out there should really think about this. Yeah. Because it's going to come way too fast.
There's going to be...
Next week, I think we should talk about cloning, because that's just as interesting to me. But I'm serious. Like, when the laws and all this thing...
Yeah, you're right.
But for me, like, just with Tesla releasing their articulated trucks... Sure. I'm like, this is getting This is happening.
Yeah.
Like this is happening
Oh yeah.
today.
Yeah.
You can go out and you can buy a car that will park itself.
Yeah.
You can get a Tesla that will drive itself.
Yeah.
So this is not 20 years from now.
Yeah.
This is 5.
Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming real soon. I mean, like in another.
Like if your kid's 10 years old, by the time they're doing their driving test, the car might drive itself.
Exactly. That's what I was going to get at as well. Is in like anyone born now.
Yeah.
Might not need to do a driving test.
I would say not.
Because of that. You know. It's
Yeah,
going to be.
Yeah, if you're born this year,
Yeah.
or your niece,
Yeah.
or my niece,
Yeah,
nephew, like they're
exactly.
2 years
It's
old,
possible they don't need their driving test.
14 years from now,
Yeah.
they're not going to need a test.
No, I don't think so. Like, it's just it's going to be insane.
They might want to go out with you, like in your old crazy hand wheel car.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like how does this work? Well, you know, I move this
The
stick.
hand wheel car.
I move this stick,
Yeah.
and it goes forward and back, and it's like, oh, cool.
Or you can just go, Siri.
Yeah, Siri, bitch, get me home. Get me to Burger King. You want to go to
yeah.
Burger King? Welcome to Burger King.
And then you're going to be able to change the voice like sat navs.
Oh, yeah.
Yoda, and you're going to be happy. You're going to be able to have
go.
Cumberbatch is going to be driving you around.
Oh yeah,
Whatever you want.
Get Connery to drive me around.
I'm just going to get
How fast do you want to go? Godspeed.
I'm going to get Logan.
Oh yeah, get Wolverine.
Logan. Or Statham from Transport
Statham.
from Transporter.
Oh yeah.
It's like got a briefcase in the back.
Statham is also in Fate of the Furious, which I saw.
Yes,
so
he
we can
is, yeah.
segue into movies.
Going to beat him like a Cherokee drum. So.
Which movie do you want to talk about? Because I've seen a lot of movies this weekend.
Yeah, you have.
I saw Moana.
Yep.
I saw John Wick Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Because I needed to.
Well,
I need to get my balls back after crying at Moana for so
yeah,
long.
I know. Well, go through some of them and what were the highlights? Like, what was...
They're all great.
Yeah.
I saw Moana and
Yeah.
I saw Fate of the Furious. So
Yeah.
that was like my rock helping.
Oh, yeah.
And then John Wick Chapter 2.
Okay. Do you like the Fast and Furious films?
No.
No?
Oh,
Like-
that was the other thing.
but
I
as in,
forgot.
like,
I
when you-
watched Fast and Furious 7, whatever it was called. And this is Fate of the Furious.
Yeah, okay.
But Fate has an 8 in it, I think.
No.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
They should have done that. Come on. It's not like this film's known for being sophisticated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched 7.
Okay.
I watched 6 and 6 I didn't think I'd seen.
6, was that
6
the one
was
where
with the
Rock
tank.
was on their team or not
Yeah,
on their
he was
team
on their
yet?
team.
So,
5 was the one where he was chasing them.
and then 6 they joined.
6 was the one he joined. 7 was the one Paul Walker
Okay.
died.
Yeah.
And kind of crappy CGI. You were correct.
Yeah. Oh, you watched it
Yeah,
again, yeah.
yeah.
It was just like they had tracking problems in After Effects or
I
something.
don't know how much time they had between the death and the...
No, I know.
Because I know he died mid-shooting.
I would have just used his brother, to be honest, and just kept it at that and just, maybe just darken it or something. I don't know.
It was the kind of thing, like I was watching that one. I was watching 7. I'm like, that wasn't him. That is him.
Yeah.
That wasn't him.
It was forgivable because of what happened.
Yeah.
But I think they should have just kept it as it's obvious his brother, but it's forgivable.
It was a nice tribute to him and all that they did in the end. So it's one of those films of like you can't say anything bad about it.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
a guy died.
Yeah.
So you can kind of do what you
Yeah.
want. Not that it was a bad film. It was good.
Yeah.
Fate of the Furious. we can
So
go into
actually,
that in
hang on a
minute.
second here.
Yeah.
You actually liked Fast and Furious 7.
7 was better than 6.
But so do you like the films in general? Or
No.
Are you? Because like,
I can see the appeal.
yeah.
I know they're stupid and that's like what people want.
But people like to see that, yeah.
But for me,
Because the first Fast and Furious is actually
Yeah.
pretty good. I quite like it.
I
Like,
don't
it's
think I've even seen the first one.
pretty good film.
So I've seen 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I've seen
okay.
half of them.
Ever since 5, 6, 7, 8, it's basically turned into like an Expendables. Let's get this
Yeah,
actor in,
let's
this
get
actor
18
in,
people
But they
in.
are enjoyable, like you said. People want to go and see that. Like I think
yeah.
I went and see the last 2 in the cinema because I was like, hey, this is fun.
Yeah.
Let's see The Rock beat someone up and blah blah blah. And
Like it
some
was
cars.
Easter weekend. It was the perfect film for Easter weekend
Sure.
for me because I just wanted to get a pizza
Yeah.
and just watch a movie.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be crying. I didn't
Well,
want to be
sounds like you
thinking,
got a pizza and watched Moana and cried.
Dude,
Moana.
God damn it, such a good film. It was a great film. Disney.
The tears went into the pizza.
Yeah.
So-
Every 5 minutes, I'm like, don't lose it. Just keep it together. Catchy songs, great visuals. It was a great film. Yeah.
So in what order did you watch them all?
It was actually that. It was Moana,
Yeah.
John Wick Chapter 2. I went to
Okay.
see that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then I watched the 7. I started 6 and I was like, I've seen this one.
Oh, okay.
So it was fine. I didn't have to watch
Yeah.
that. Then I watched 7 and then I
Nice.
watched 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Wick Chapter 2 was brilliant. It's still in the cinema if people want to go and see it.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So if you like the first one,
Yeah.
it's just as good, if not better.
I'll probably wait, but I did enjoy the first one.
Yeah, I
big
wouldn't
time.
say it's like necessarily a cinema film.
Yeah.
But if you are going to go support a movie,
Yeah.
go support John Wick.
Yeah, okay.
John Wick's a better action movie than Fate of the Furious. for
Right.
me.
Yeah.
And it's simpler.
It looks better.
Yeah. And it's got some cool things. Do you want a spoiler review of it or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Or are you going to go
myself.
see it?
No,
I'm not going to. It's not a big spoiler. It's just that
Yeah, you can let him.
there's going to be a Chapter 3.
Okay.
It doesn't have an end like the first one.
Okay.
So by the end of the second one, you're like, oh
Shit.
they're going to
Okay.
do another one.
Cool.
So that's exciting.
That's cool.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to ruin it, but like
Because Keanu Reeves
he doesn't die in it. That's a spoiler.
Yeah, I guess so.
But like but it wasn't. They didn't wrap it up.
Okay.
So I think there's a Chapter 3
That's
coming.
cool. It's all because of this bloody dog.
Bloody dog. Yeah, he's got a new dog in this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's cool. It's the same kind of thing of every cliche,
Yeah.
but they do it so well. You're like, I
Right.
give a shit.
No,
It's
I know.
awesome.
The first one was excellent for it. It's shooting. I think he shot over 100 people in the head.
They must have outdone it on this one.
So yeah.
Actually, no. Now that I think about it, there wasn't more people being killed necessarily, but he uses more weapons.
Oh yeah.
And they kind of expand on like that secret underworld.
Sure.
That's a lot more in it. Like Ian McShane, the actor who plays the
Right.
hotel manager.
Yeah.
That whole secret society and who knows about the assassins. And all this,
Okay.
That's in it a lot more.
Oh, sweet.
So I think the third one's going to go right into that of like
Nice.
who's what do they call it? The High Council or the High Table? The High Table.
High table. Yeah.
Yeah. Moana, it's brilliant.
It's good.
Moana's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Another
John Wick-
a rock one.
Another rock one,
Yeah.
Catchy as crap song in that. He's got one and she's got one.
Okay.
She did it at the Oscars too, and
Yeah. Actually, the wife's seen it, so
Yeah.
she played it to me.
I
So,
love it.
Yeah.
Everything about it, I love it.
Good animation and everything.
The animation was brilliant.
Is it DreamWorks or Disney?
It's Disney.
Is it Disney?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not Disney Pixar, it's Disney.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
The animation was great. One of my favorite segments in it is it's his song. He's singing his song.
Yeah.
And the background changes to like hand-drawn kind of animation,
Okay.
but they're still 3D. And it's just one of those weird things of it makes them look more real
Okay.
because the background like it's nothing I can really explain except just as a film kind of guy. It was just a really nice touch
Okay.
where like they did all these like designs and background stuff.
Yeah.
And then they kept him. It's like, have you ever seen Mary Poppins?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's dancing with the penguins.
Sure.
And you know, like how real she looks because they look so fake.
Right.
You know, or Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh yeah.
human-
I know the effect you mean.
Yeah, and that's the thing what happens in Moana. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but just when the two of them were walking along and like the trees are fake 2D flat trees.
Nice.
I was like, this looks really real. Like it makes them look more believable.
Yeah. Cool.
But everything with how they look, they didn't look like cartoons, but they didn't go for the Final Fantasy super real look.
Yeah.
They're in this perfect middle ground.
Nice.
And I was like, that's exactly the way you'd want it to be.
Yeah.
Like The Rock, the Maui, he doesn't look inhuman.
Right.
And she doesn't look too human, but she has all the facial movements and
Right.
I think it was the perfect balance that they've struck between a cartoon human. I think that's the way animation should be.
Sponsored by Moana.
Sponsored by Moana and Disney. And then
from
obviously,
what I've seen of it, it does look great.
yeah.
Exactly.
But you saw a
like
movie this
described,
weekend
so.
too.
I saw a couple of movies, but one thing I was going to mention with the whole like with the backdrop being 2D and then them sticking out, there is a scene in Beauty and the Beast which you're going to go watch, which I mentioned was the kitchen scene where they're all coming out on the table.
Right.
Like that is
VR guest.
That's very very iconic
guest.
in the original.
Yeah.
Because I've played the original side by side, like the cartoon and the thing. And that's my favorite scene of the whole film. Like, they do it so well. And some of the top down, like the teapots, and they're all spiraling. It looks like kind of what those things that you look through, where you see all like the different patterns and everything, like the fractal.
Oh
patterns.
yeah, like the glasses thing.
They do stuff like that, and it's like super cool. And then they cut back to the table and the meeting and stuff. But yeah, watch out for that scene when you see it.
I will.
It's awesome. So. I watched Logan for a third time.
Yeah.
Just still loved it. Still
love it.
I was just the third time as well because I was watching it with people that hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for like the end bit where he's running through the forest.
Yeah.
It's still my favorite.
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
I pointed out there was a guy.
Just that scream, the roar. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. There was a guy that had seen it, and it was his second time, and I pointed out the Liberty thing. He didn't spot that. He was like,
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. He was like, and then it points on like the little motel thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved watching that again. Super, just yeah, just super cool film.
Yeah.
So, and then the last one was.
I want to watch that again. Actually, Screw Beauty and the Beast. I'm gonna watch it again.
Man, it's worth it. It really is. It's worth every penny. Like seeing it 3 times.
Yeah.
Like I'm fine with giving my money for that.
Yeah.
So
take my money and go.
Yeah, and then you watched Fate of the Furious. Fate of the Furious. And I watched Kong. Yeah. So I thought you were going to watch it. In fact, I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought I would see Fast and Furious.
Yeah, you like them, don't you?
I don't mind them. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, it's out, let's go.
Right.
But I would. Funny enough, I would see it over Kong, but. The place that we went to just happened to have Kong and not that one playing, or that one was sold out or something.
Right.
So, not bad, Kong.
Yeah.
But not great.
Do you want to give a full review, or you just...
it's
not worth it?
Like it's not worth a full review, but there was a couple of things that stuck out that were kind of funny, because my uncle saw it.
Yeah. And
I was talking to him about it yesterday at Easter weekend or whatever. And so my uncle used to be in the military, and he was saying how he spotted... They were all holding their guns wrong. Yeah. They were reloading, and like the way they were shooting them and stuff was like completely off. So that took him out of the experience. Yeah. But the thing is, my uncle was picking out things of the film. He doesn't even know I've got a podcast either.
Yeah.
So he wasn't talking to me as in like, oh, he's got a podcast about movies, so I should mention this. He was like, did you notice that when they took off from the carrier, they had 4 helicopters, but then when they went
spoilers for Kong or whatever.
But then they had 10 when they were going in. Like into battle.
Yeah.
And it was very obvious they had 4 on the ship, but then suddenly they had 10 helicopters. So he was coming out with these things. So I was like, do you want to join the podcast or something?
We need somebody who pays attention, because I don't.
But it was interesting to hear the military thing. And then just the story in general, like it was like, I liked the whole, it was all set back in like Vietnam time and stuff.
How do you feel about not the original Kong, not 20s, but like the Peter Jackson Kong?
Okay. I don't mind him. That one, because this one, someone made a comment that he was walking like Godzilla. This Kong was walking like Godzilla kind of thing. And
do you want to go into that?
And
the
funny
spoiler
enough,
of that?
yeah, funny enough. Well, we mentioned it on one of our other podcasts.
We never mentioned it. We said there was a thing. At the end. And I was kind of on the fence whether I'm going to see it or not, but I knew what the spoiler was.
This is one thing about the film. So, there's an island, and there's these creatures on it.
Skull Island, believe.
Skull Island. So, King Kong lives on his island.
Yes.
But also, there's loads of other big-ass creatures and crazy creatures on this island. Now, you might ask yourself, because I did before I see
They all eat their Weetabix in the morning.
They do indeed, yes.
Yeah.
They were... how does this island exist? Like it's like Jurassic Park or something.
Yeah.
So apparently it's being covered by some kind of like vortex storm, like some storm that they can never. There's always like a clouds and a storm like over this one area of the world, and they had like Google Maps satellite imagery because it's back in the.
It's the 70s, isn't it? It's
Vietnam it's like yeah. So they had
Cambodia or
I missed the beginning, like when they said where it was or whatever. But basically,
a hot country somewhere in Southeast Asia,
tropical country where it could be palm trees and a gorilla. But basically, they got a satellite top-down view of this island. So there was usually clouds all around it, and then they suddenly satellite revealed an island. They were like,
satellite in the 70s?
It's a bloody satellite. Yeah, I don't know. It must.
I guess they must have had one. Yeah.
It's a movie as well.
Yeah.
But
that's also true. Alex. That's a very good point.
But so they knew.
I'd forgotten that.
They knew there was an island, so they were like, "There's a bloody island through here," you know. So they were like, "We got it," and
there's a bloody island.
There's a gap we can get through, you know.
Yeah.
Like the storm's not that strong at this time. Suddenly the storm was strong, and that's when the 4 helicopters took off, and then the 10 got through.
That's a strong. That's a strong storm.
But yeah,
it was so strong it turned 4 helicopters into 10.
I was wondering why this island suddenly existed. So it's because of that.
Skull Island.
The Skull Island. Sorry.
Is it shaped like a skull?
Rather. No, it's not.
That's fucking bullshit. Then
take
it off the shelf.
But at the end of the film, with the whole Godzilla teaser, the way they did it was they were saying, there's more than one island, guys. So there's another island with another vortex, you know, like that was never seen. So possibly, or maybe like a god thing,
right? Yeah.
Anyway, so and then they cut to footage and it's Godzilla, but walking in like a similar Kong kind of way. So,
so they show him.
They show.
I thought they just teased it.
No, they show like blatant Godzilla.
And is it the Godzilla from the Godzilla movie we've seen?
It's
The Gareth Edwards
It
one.
looked more like the Japanese one actually.
The one where he was chasing Quicksilver around.
Yeah. So it looked more like that, but it was still very black and white, and they can change it.
Oh, it's black and white.
They could do whatever
That's
they
not
want.
bad.
Yeah, it was on black and white. So
it was like the classic footage of
exactly.
We found the island.
But yeah, it was very predictable, the Kong one.
Yeah.
Just with things that were happening. But it didn't have the cliche like, this is the girl and a moment or anything like that, which I know people do like that.
That's not a cliche, Alex. That's an amazing piece. No, it is, yeah. It's become a cliche. The original was the first time, but since then it's a cliche.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was all right. And then Tom Hiddleston, he was pretty decent in it.
Mr. Future James Bond, maybe?
Possibly, yeah. And then Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson was pretty good in it, actually. Yeah, he was a crazy military guy.
Yeah.
He was obsessed just with... at the beginning of the film, like, all the military guys got to go home. They were like, I can go home, mission's over, you know. And then he was just kind of sitting at his desk, and he was like, I'm kind of bored. Like, I don't want to go home. I've got nowhere to go, you know.
Yeah.
And then the phone call came and goes like, we've got this secret mission.
Right.
And then he was like, do you want to take it? And he goes, but, you know, maybe you want to go home first.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, at the end of the phone call, he's like, and Captain, thank you. You know, because he's just like, I want to
give me something to do.
You know, so he's like crazy. And there's one part in the film where this is actually something that stuck out to me that you mentioned about Thor, is that they actually introduced King Kong really early on.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a build up of, oh, I can see a hand or I can see this.
Yeah.
Boom, he came out straight away.
Right.
So they introduced him really quickly, and then there was a part in it where there was explosions and everything, and Kong was getting up and he was kind of looking in slow motion.
Yeah.
And then Samuel Jackson was there as well, because Kong had taken down those 10 helicopters. And then Jackson's just like kind of standing there staring at him. Yeah. And like both of them are looking at him eye to eye, and he's just like, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
And then Kong's just like, who is this guy like still standing here?
I should eat him.
So there was a couple of moments, but overall, just okay in my books. I'm not particularly looking forward to the Godzilla. Like, it didn't even mention Godzilla versus King Kong. It just was saying, but so we'll see. But it was a movie for the background. Like, we were chatting while it was on, but
so it's not a cinema one; it's a TV one.
I don't think so, unfortunately.
Right.
And I do like the originals and stuff.
Yeah.
But, so.
Okay.
But yeah, if my uncle's picking up on some military things,
he's getting
the helicopters, then it's
like
got to be a bit more obvious.
If the film is that annoying or not like that boring that you're picking up on that stuff, you're kind of like...
It had a good soundtrack, and also, I can't remember his name, but the guy from Step Brothers, he's in it.
Oh, John C. Reilly.
He's really good in it.
Yeah,
he's really good. I really like him in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what was what was the worst part and what was the best part then?
The best part was Jackson and the Kong just staring at each other, and the fact that they introduced them so quickly. I like that, because I just was not in the mood for.
You didn't want an hour.
There's a big footprint. What's this coming from?
I don't know.
There's that.
This movie called Kong.
The way they introduced them is the helicopters are coming in.
Yeah.
And there's like 10 of them, and actually
was it 10 or 4?
they're flying in, and then a bloody palm tree. It's just flying towards them. I'm not joking. This maybe is my favorite. This is my favorite bit. It's flying towards them and just smashes through one of the helicopters, kills everyone, and then they're like, "The fucking palm tree just killed us."
Did he make a joke?
And then
should eat your greens, bitch. That'd be great. Kong just comes out. It's like a 70s James Bond.
But that's where it cuts to basically Kong. He's there. He's standing up and he's smashing things. There's no Bollox.
Yeah.
You know? So that's definitely a big one. And then the worst part, I guess, just like...
It's just generally predictable.
Just predictable. It's just like, oh, this happened. Oh, this is going to happen. And then, like, there's always, like, a bad guy ending. You know, it's like, oh, he's fighting this big thing, or he's fighting this person. Oh, that happened. Okay, kind of knew that.
Yeah.
And then, so it's just... I would have liked it to have been... Because I like the way they introduced him so quickly.
Yeah.
And I like the 70s Vietnam feel. I just wish they maybe like ended it a bit differently.
Yeah.
You could argue that Godzilla is a nice ending, but it's an end credit ending. I want to see the film end, differently. I don't know, in some way.
So now I'm wondering what they're going to do with Godzilla King Kong fight. Are they going to go into the 80s or are they going to move it right up to today? Because the Godzilla movie's today, isn't it?
It was. I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure how... I feel like King Kong, especially in this film, came off to be the good guy because he's the protector of the thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like he is going to be protecting the humans against Godzilla.
Yeah.
I feel like Godzilla might... I'm just making this up here, but he might start walking towards cities, like through the ocean.
Yeah.
And then he might go to like Tokyo.
But he's a protector in the Godzilla movie.
I guess he is, yeah. So
But that one was shit.
yeah, I don't know. Just for a second there, you looked a little bit like Logan. You had like this Logan thing.
I just got so angry.
Your hair is like
Yeah, it's getting all quiffy over there. I should do that. I should get up like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Godzilla, I guess, is it going to be like a Batman, Superman? They're both good guys.
Oh God, yeah.
But they fight for a bit. And then they're friends.
But then there's going to be a bigger guy introduced.
Yeah.
Who's the bigger guy?
Who's the bigger guy? I don't know.
It's going to be like one of the fuckers from Pacific Rim or something like that. So that would be even more interesting. Those guys fighting and suddenly
the kaijus.
The kaijus, and then suddenly Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Nah.
Just do it. Just go nuts. Go all out. Just everything.
Don't spoil my Rim.
Don't.
Hopefully you edit that one out.
No, that's my new sign off.
Yeah.
You don't spoil my Rim.
Sorry to everyone.
So we can go two ways. I saw Fate of the Furious, so I can do the same as you. You didn't see it.
No.
So I can spoiler review.
I want to watch it, but yeah, you might as well do the spoiler thing because...
And then we'll save Star Wars for the end.
Yeah, we'll start...
Because everyone's going to want to talk about Star Wars.
I do have a trivia question that came up last night in my Easter thing.
Yeah.
And then... Whoa! And then what was the other one?
It's all that rim problems you've been having.
It's all the rim problems. And then what was the other one? There was something... Oh yeah, there was a spoiler alert that goes with your Fast and Furious. I'm curious to see if it links... I saw a thumbnail on YouTube. Right. And I was like, oh, why did they choose that as a thumbnail?
Oh, you're mentioning this, yeah.
So when you tell me the review or whatever, I'll mention.
Well, I'm the same as you. Like, I don't think it deserves a full review.
Yeah, just like a nice little cap, you know. But the first thing is that I was at an Easter trivia at my parents' yesterday. Right. And there was a family were there. And my mum decided to do trivia.
When you're making your father-in-law sick.
Like, yeah. It's just like... He's in the bathroom being sick. But she did trivia, and she wanted to do it so that everyone had an answer. Like, everyone would know some of the questions. Like, some of the
speciality subjects, yeah.
Basically, one of them might be
Mastermind.
Like, who served in this war, whatever. And my uncle would know that because of the military. But there was one that was aimed at my brother and me. Yeah. We didn't know it, though. Right. And I want to know if you know it. Because my mum just kind of went a bit like, they like movies. Right. But I think this is such a generic film. I don't know the name. I'm just curious if you know it. Yeah. So the question was, what is the name of the new Pirates of the Caribbean film? I don't know what it's called.
Okay, so for all our listeners out there, what is the name of the new Pirates of the Caribbean film?
Yeah.
Or Caribbean, as some people might say it correctly.
I like the films, but I do feel like they've gone a bit generic. So the one that's coming out... You know,
because I just watched the trailer, but I can't remember the... Now, Dead Man's Chest, isn't it? No, it's not Dead Man's Chest.
No.
Because that was the fourth one?
I think so.
Is it Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales?
That is it. That's nice. Yes. That's good.
Which you're right. Like, you should have that on the top of your head, but it's not...
So it made me question, as in, like, I know there's been a good amount of time between the films, and I know it feels like a generic film to me anyway. Like, I like pirate films, but it doesn't...
I liked the first one. Yeah. I was blown away by the first one.
Oh, yeah, the first one, for sure.
And after that, just nothing.
I think they're just reusing, like, a similar formula here and there. But, yeah, I just found it interesting, because my mum was like, oh, I thought you would know that, you know? Whereas if she mentioned, like, Deadpool or Logan, she would never go that detailed. Like, that for her is like a very standard film. Like, everyone probably knows this, you know, all the movie buffs or whatever. And my brother was like looking at me going like, oh, well, Alex knows this. I'm
this
like,
your bloody job.
Don't know this one. Yeah, I just noted it down. I was curious.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp's back.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. Young Johnny Depp. I knew all the things in the trailer, but I didn't know. And funny enough, Orlando Bloom's in it, but not very much, though, is he?
I think it's a cameo.
Yeah, something like that. So
it was like a small part.
Two more things before Star Wars. Hitman. That Hitman one with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, the Bodyguard's the Hitman's Bodyguard.
How funny does that look? Like,
that's a great trailer.
It really does look great. Like
I didn't understand what you were on about, and then when you hear the Whitney Houston start up, I was like, oh my god! And they kept it for the whole thing.
That basically made the trailer. Yeah, it was like, and then unfortunately, I hope it's not one of those trailers where all the funny bits. Yeah,
that's what I was kind of worried about.
But those two, as a character, I feel like most scenes are going to be funny anyway.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, how Reynolds is playing off all the stuff that Samuel L. Jackson gets away with in every other movie. Yeah. He's like, he's ruined the word motherfucker for
that's
everybody.
So good, yeah. And then the seatbelt thing at the end. Yeah. He's like, what about the seatbelt?
Yeah. You know? And now my favorite bit it was when he can you just say please? Please, motherfucker. Yeah. I was like, all right, yeah.
And then just when it cuts to, he's like, I was up here. I was out
Yeah,
here.
I
you
was
know?
here.
And then just, yeah, like there's so many. It kind of has like a tint of Deadpool, obviously, because he plays Deadpool and we like that humor. So, but I think that's going to be great. Again, fingers crossed it's not the trailer, it's got everything.
Yeah.
I think it kind of is one of those films where the trailer has a lot of the funny bits.
Yeah.
But I still think it's going to be hilarious. We'll wait and see. If trailer 2 has a bunch more new scenes, then I'll probably go see it in the theater, because I don't. This is one thing I do, is I don't usually see comedy at the theater, at the cinema. I usually just wait for DVD or whatever.
I'm trying to think of what trailers came out before John Wick.
How come?
Because I can't remember what they were.
Before John Wick?
Yeah, because John Wick
you mean
was
before
released
you saw it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Fate of the Furious, I didn't see any trailers. I went in. I just went in just as because I was like, no, because this is going to show everything that's coming up now, like
It's
Alien,
true,
Guardians, and all that. Everything I've avoided.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. What, you just wait outside the door until?
I went there, took a piss.
Yeah, and you knew.
And because they closed the door.
Yeah.
So I was like,
that's a good way of doing it, to be honest. So.
I was like, I'm just sick of it.
Last one was I watched the first episode of Legion. So watched it last night.
Man,
really liking it. Really liking it. Downloaded all of them. There's 8 of them.
I mean, you're gonna watch them on FX. You're gonna pay.
They're
for
on
them.
iTunes.
They're on iTunes.
So.
I'll see. Okay.
I hope so. No. Cut that out then.
Nobody checked that. We've already encouraged people to. What did we encourage them to steal earlier?
Actually, that's Seamu's at.
No, not Seamu. There was something earlier on you were saying people should do, and I don't know. It was in some way we've encouraged people to commit a crime earlier.
Whoever's listening to this is committing crimes anyway.
Yeah, listening to us who are insane criminals.
It's a crime.
Makes you a criminal. Or Echo listeners.
I enjoyed it. The first kind of
Echoers.
15 to 20 minutes, I was like, this is definitely different. Like, I know what Paul's saying. And then...
Yeah, it's not like an episode of Daredevil.
Also, I think I was super tired yesterday, but I think... Is it an hour an episode, or is it...
No, the first episode is 2 episodes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So it's an hour 20.
Because I was really thrown off by it. I was like, am I not enjoying this because it's so long?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I was like, oh, this is cool.
The rest of them are 40 minutes.
Yeah. No, super cool. Like I said, the girl from Parks and Rec was in it.
Aubrey Plaza.
She's odd in Parks and Rec, so she fits in,
Yeah.
That guy does an awesome American accent, because he's a posh...
Dan Stevens,
He's a posh bastard.
Yeah.
So
you saw him in Beauty and the Beast.
Also from Downton Abbey.
And Downton Abbey,
And he's lost a lot of weight in this role as well.
He's gone Hollywood sexy.
I think the only thing I would say with it is you have to stick with this episode, because I got about 45 minutes through and I was like, this is good, but I'm not sure if it's holding me. And then the last 45 minutes really got me, and I was like, okay, this is great.
Yeah.
And I think now that you explained, if I didn't know, because he's seeing that fat fucking demon.
Yes.
I know what that is now.
Yeah.
However, I'm enjoying, even though my wife listens to this podcast, she doesn't know who the hell that thing is. So,
but so because I told you you'd gone into it, you're like, all right.
Yeah. But
well, that's interesting. Keep us updated on how she gets to it.
So that's what I'm finding interesting.
Because she doesn't like horror anyway.
No. And she was enjoying it. And then the end with the Legion, and obviously with the X and the O and stuff. And just having him in a wheelchair at the beginning of the... Like, I'm seeing a couple of cues here and there. Yeah. But, and then, so the episode ended with him handshaking a woman because they're, like, running out.
Yes.
So great. The only thing that was throwing me off a little bit, but it's just me being nitpicky, is the guy that was using the Force to kind of... Using the Force. You know what I mean by...
Yeah, the telekinetic
when they fly away, it was too quick. Like, I felt like it looked unrealistic.
I
understand Fox, the budget's not quite there.
Yeah.
But as soon as I heard the word mutant, it really brought me in as well. Because I think a lot of people watching it might be like, oh, I'm going to stream this new Fox TV show. I've heard good things about it.
Whatever it is.
And then as soon as you hear mutant, you're like, oh, is this X-Men? You know, or whatever. So that's even more.
And if you kind of notice the logo, you might be like, hey,
and that was only at the end as well.
Yeah.
Super cool. And also like really small graphic thing, but the logo at the end had like this really cool metal sheen go across it.
Right.
And it reminded me of X-Men as well.
Yeah.
But, as soon as I saw those little cues at the end as well, and they started mentioning mutant and the thing, I was like,
cool.
On board.
Yeah.
But I loved that they had the balls, but it was talking to the hardcore fans like yourself.
Yeah.
But I liked that they had the balls, because the first 45 minutes is messed up.
Yeah.
And it isn't an X-Men film.
No.
Until they start talking about powers and this guy's powerful. Does he know that he's...
like if I didn't tell you what it was and you watched that first 45, you might have tuned out.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I like that they had the balls to do that. And now it's mentioned those key points.
Mutants and powers.
And I love that someone that... They probably were just Wikipedia it or Google it after and go
Yeah.
like, what's this? You know,
Is this Professor?
but
What?
whoever is tuning in, not knowing that, they're going to be on a really good
Yeah.
ride.
Well, I'm happy it got a second season.
Yeah.
So you've only got. There's only 7 more.
There's only 7
episodes.
more. Yeah. So
And they're shorter. 40. There'll be 40.
yeah,
42.
I was just super tired yesterday, so I was like, I'll put this on, and I was just like, I literally
many
was,
chocolate
I was
eggs.
putting it on as a 45-minute,
Yeah.
and then I was like watching it, and then 45 must have been over, and I was like, am I
Your
not,
brain,
am I
your
not
brain is like,
am I not enjoying this?
Yeah.
Like, why is this so long? But then,
Why is this dragging?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're because you're programmed for a 45-minute
exactly.
timeout.
Yeah.
You're like, is this the most boring show or
yeah, I was
something?
like,
Why
this
is it
really
dragging?
dragging? Like, where?
Same thing happened to me.
Paul said he got out of here.
I was still watching. I'm like, what's going on? I think it was when like they were in bed together or something. I'm
Right.
like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
And I checked the time. I was like, hour.
yeah.
I was like, oh, it's an hour and 20.
I was so tired, I couldn't move the mouse that was in front of me. I know,
Oh,
so-
you bastard! You should use your brain powers.
Oh yes.
Fate of the Furious.
Yes.
Ah, man, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
For
Was
everybody,
was the cinema packed?
the cinema? Yeah, because I went on Saturday. I want to say Saturday. Yeah, it couldn't have been
Okay.
Friday. Everything was closed on Friday.
Right.
For everybody who doesn't know, it's now the biggest opening weekend in
Oh, yeah.
history.
Yeah.
It's 532. I think I have it here somewhere. 532 million.
Oh wow.
The last one was Star Wars Force Awakens, 529.
All right.
It doesn't have the biggest domestic opening, but it opened worldwide on the same day. So they've already made their money back.
Wow.
So which means they're guaranteed to make it 9, 10, 12, 15, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking about this movie and I realized this movie is the equivalent. Like everybody's sitting there going, it's so bad. Movies are terrible.
Yeah.
And then I don't like the other defense of people saying it's a popcorn movie. You just get. I don't like that defense.
Yeah.
You shouldn't make a movie to be stupid.
Yeah.
But for me, what I realized is this movie is the same movies we were watching in the 80s.
Right.
This is Commando.
Yeah.
This is, Rambo 2.
Sure.
It's just a big, stupid, impossible situation.
Yeah.
It's not our world.
Yeah.
Physics don't matter.
Yeah.
People can, seriously, people can do what they want. Like in 7,
The
he's lifting
car
up a
went-
car.
Yeah, and the car
And
went
goes through,
between skyscrapers.
Yeah, it goes between skyscrapers.
The more damage, the better.
He can jump out of a
But
moving car and catch a woman and land on another
But
car.
anyone that's going to see realistic, like they're not going
Yeah.
to see those films.
But this is why I didn't like this movie.
Okay.
I'd say it's like a 5 or 6 out of 10.
Sure.
The other,
You
one,
can
the
forgive
other
all
ones
the-
I'd be like, it's like a high 6, 7.
You can forgive a car going through a skyscraper and all that lot.
If it's entertaining, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
My favorite part of, I watched like 3 of them.
Yeah.
My favorite part is Tyrese Gibson,
Yeah.
who plays
He's,
Roman.
he's funny, yeah.
He's just like, I know that's his job, but he does it well.
Is it funny
He turns
in,
up, he says something funny.
The
and that-
Lamborghini in the ice? Is that as funny as it is in the trailer?
Yeah,
where
yeah.
He's just like, why are they always after me? Or
He's got
whatever.
some real
It's
funny moments.
Because you got some fucking
Yeah.
orange Lamborghini.
He got an
or
orange
whatever.
Lamborghini,
Yeah.
Roman. He's great in it. I think he's great in all of them, so I love it.
Sure.
The thing about the movie that bugs me, and this is where I'm going to spoil it for everybody straight out.
Sure.
The movie hinges around all the advertising for this movie was about Dom's gone against his family.
Yeah.
They tell you exactly why.
Yeah.
Straight off in the first 10 minutes.
Okay. This is what I'm dying to know. It's just
Right.
like, so 2 things I just want to, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's 2
yeah.
things. So just before you say it.
Yeah,
Because you're going to say it, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's either one, they've got a clutch on his family. It's basically, we're going to kill Brian, we're going to kill his family, we're going to kill the kid.
Yeah.
We've got a sniper on the kid. He's shown a picture of the kid.
Yeah.
Or shown a picture of the guys. We can blow them up any time.
Yeah.
Whatever. Or, I hope it's not, but is it some stupid fucking technology thing where she's like chipped him? Or, because I know that she's a technology terrorist. I know they say
That's
that
right, yes.
They say that in the trailer. So is it something where is it technology as in like she has the ability to snipe her or whatever?
Yeah.
Or is it technology as in she's actually brainwashed him? Is it either of those?
It's not the second one,
Okay.
but it is the first one.
The family thing. Which
Family.
is just obvious. Yeah. Okay.
What happens is they don't tell you exactly what happens, right?
Okay.
But this is why
I'm
the
happier
film...
about that than the technology.
Oh yeah,
shit.
if it's chip in the head
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But even that, I would have liked the chip in the head.
Sure.
But my problem with the whole movie is there's the opening sequence with Dom and what's her name having a great time in Cuba and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So there's just a race because it's Fast and Furious. Pretty girls dancing, everything you expect out of it. Then Charlize Theron, for some reason I do not understand, sets up this weird situation where she pretends her car's broken down.
Right.
Just so she can talk to Dom. And then she's like, I've been following you. And he's like, oh my God. And like all this information's coming out that she knows about him. And I was like, why would you... have to pretend the car broke down.
Right.
Because all she does is show him a phone.
Yeah.
We don't see what's on the phone.
Yeah.
But he gets that look on his face of like, oh, shit just got real.
Yeah.
And from then on, it's everything you see in the trailer. He knocks the Rock off the road.
Yeah.
Rock goes to prison.
Yeah.
He steals an EMP machine. That's what he's doing it for.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, we know that he's being blackmailed.
Yeah.
Like, what for me as a guy just watching it as a story, I'm like, what am I supposed to feel? Because clearly now I know what's making him do this.
Yeah.
There's no tension.
Yeah.
All I'm waiting for now is to see what was on that screen.
Yeah.
And then when is he going to fix it?
Yeah.
So the movie just immediately becomes boring.
Yeah.
The fact that the other guys don't know about it. It doesn't.
It's supposed to be family.
Yeah. It like all those scenes from the trailer that make it look great.
Yeah.
Of like, Dom, what are you doing? And he kisses her and like it's all this stuff. And it's like, that doesn't work anymore.
No, it doesn't.
All of that's out the window.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what happens is, do you know the blonde girl, Elena, who was his girlfriend at one point?
Yes. Yeah.
She's pregnant.
Right.
Or she got pregnant. She never told him.
Yeah.
Because this is the way this world works.
Yeah.
She has a baby.
Yeah.
She has a son.
Yeah.
Her and the son are on the airplane that Cypher, the girl, has the tech thing.
Right.
So they're behind like a locked thing.
Yeah.
And she says like, if you don't check in or whatever, I'll kill his family.
Yeah.
So that's the film. He has to go and help her steal this nuclear code and then the submarine because she wants to hold the world hostage.
Yeah.
And then the other guys have to stop him.
Stop him. Yeah.
Which for me, it's like every action scene from then on
Yeah.
is completely boring. Because, like, for example, they show a lot of Dom doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he'll break into a place and he'll do, like, a skid.
Yeah.
And, like, things will go off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, number one, he's working for the bad guy.
Yeah.
I know he's being blackmailed, so I don't care.
Yeah.
And then the second point is, he's working for the bad guy. Obviously, he's going to succeed. Because if he doesn't do that job,
Yeah.
then the movie's over.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So every time he has to do something, I'm like, this is boring as fuck. And then when everybody else is chasing him, what happened to Dom? I'm like, because the audience knows it. It's the way.
Yeah.
The way of putting it is like, imagine a horror movie like Scream, and in the first 10 minutes they tell you who the killer is. Then for the rest of the movie, you're just waiting for everyone else to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, that being said, the action scenes are great. The submarine thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's off the wall stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
But super
just,
cool.
it's cool.
It suits a film like that.
Everything's just bollocks in terms of like, none of it makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like the action.
It's not supposed to.
There's automated cars.
If the foundations of this friggin' plot of him.
That's what annoys me.
That's the annoying bit.
That's why 7 is enjoyable, because it's just a straight ahead, let's stop this guy.
And at what point in the movie do they find out they're just
like 20 minutes in, he finds out about the kid.
Yeah.
And then around...
But then when did the family find out? Because at the end of the film, we all know that the family come together.
They find out at the very end. Like...
Oh, at the very, very end.
Yeah.
So...
Like, the best scene in the movie, to spoil it, is with Jason Statham.
Oh, yeah.
So, there's this balls around thing of how Dom calls in Statham's mother to get her help.
Yeah.
And then Statham fakes his own death.
Right.
And then Statham breaks onto the airplane.
Yeah.
With his brother, you know, the bad guy from the other one.
Yeah.
So the two of them break onto the plane to get Dom's kid back.
Oh, yeah.
And Statham with the kid is a really funny scene because he has like headphones on the baby.
Yeah.
And he's trying to keep the baby happy while he's killing all these guys.
Yeah.
So like, that's funny. The submarine thing is funny.
Yeah.
When you look at the stunts, you're like, this is amazing what they're doing.
But it's just the foundation of
But the whole movie's stupid as fuck.
And now, letting everyone know this is where your family is. You know, and he's just doing it all for this.
Like, at the very least, what they could have done to try and fix it is give a fake reason.
Yeah.
So make it out like the family think he's doing it for a different reason.
Yeah. Because it's a double-edged sword for them in a way, because it's a boring plot or reveal. If they were to wait the whole film, and then at the end, it would just be like, oh, it's just because you've got the kid and daughter. Like, we all thought that. Whereas if it had like a twist to it, it would have been cool. But they didn't. It was just easy writing.
And as a bad guy plot, it's kind of stupid. Yeah. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you get this guy if, like, it's more hassle than it's worth, is what I see it as.
Right. I think this film is actually taken over from The Expendables, which is now
definitely,
gone. I think that's now gone. And I wouldn't be surprised to see in Fast and Furious 9, some of those actors actually, Terry Crews and everyone, coming over. I wouldn't even be surprised.
No.
Because I don't think that film's happening anymore. Or
Expendables 4 now.
4, sorry. Yeah, not 3. So I almost felt like it has, just because of the way...
Get a big action guy in there.
Action, but also, all the actors, and then it's a very similar film.
Yeah.
It's actually told a lot better than Expendables.
So don't watch it in the cinema. It's
No.
not worth it.
Yeah,
the action's great, but the story it's boring.
Right.
Like, as much as you can watch a popcorn movie like they say like Fast and Furious is,
Sure.
at least it's not over in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, the moment you know she's got him blackmailed,
Yeah.
you're just like, so what?
That's annoying. I'm glad, because I know I mentioned it a few podcasts ago. I hope it's not the chip thing, because
the chip in the brain.
The only reason why my mind went there is because the trailer said she's a technology terrorist, and I thought it was because it's like on the back of the neck, and the reason why is because it's like, Dom, your family, and then he like turns his back on all of them.
Yeah,
like you'd think if his family was under threat or risk, he'd still have like some little blink handshake thing that tells them but you
like there's a few moments in the movie where you're definitely thinking like you could tell people now like you could just write it on a fucking piece of paper. She's got my kid. Drop it on the ground.
I will eventually watch it, but
blink
how
twice
does Statham and his brother get on that plane? How do they know that they're on there? Does it eventually leak through? Like,
do you want to know like the whole?
Well, I'm just wondering how they got on the plane. That's all. Like
Dom gives him the info,
so he eventually does anyway.
Yeah, that's the point. So, that's what I'm saying. Like he does it through them.
Yeah. Because okay, so it's subliminal. Like every time he sees them, something.
No. It's not even that stupid. No. Like that's the thing. Once you step back, you're just like, there's a million ways you could have told somebody.
I am annoyed.
You could have picked up a phone for one thing.
I'm annoyed, but I'm not, because unfortunately, that's what people are going to see that film. They're going to go see it for a certain level.
Yeah.
And they're not actually going to go see that film for... You can almost say this about Superman vs. Batman. For the writing. They just want to see The Rock. They want to see Statham.
Yeah.
They want to see them do all their shit.
Yeah.
But
that's why I would have liked the movie.
That's why it's sold so
if
much
I
as well.
didn't know what was happening.
Sure.
If I had the question in the back of my mind of like, why is he doing this?
Yeah.
It would have had so much more. It would have been more fun.
Yeah.
That's it. Like if you're making a fun movie, don't kill the fun in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, that was the biggest movie of all time.
All right.
I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
Watch 7 instead. 7's good.
Yeah, no, I actually kind of in the mood for watching them now.
Yeah,
so
7's good. 6 has got the tank.
Yeah,
5 is the one in Brazil.
5's the one in Brazil where
4 I've never seen.
They're against each other.
3.
You should watch the original, man. The original's awesome.
All right, I'll watch the original.
It's great.
It's
a really good film.
Yeah.
It made me get underlighting in my car, but not in my car, like in the passenger side. And
in
stuff.
your Scalextrics.
In my Scalextrics.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's it. Kong was meh, and Fate of the Furious was meh.
Meh.
Take it off the shelf.
Yeah, take it off the shelf. Yeah. Well, Fast and Furious is doing well. Take it off the shelf.
Well, everybody who got here at the very start of this episode
was
now
here.
ready for Star Wars.
Make sure you look at the time codes that we put, because we're talking about it at the end.
That's the bloody point of it.
Yeah.
So we said last week we had this. We had our little chat, our heart to heart, being like, if we don't care about something, we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't care about the Star Wars teaser.
No, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for. But it was only because of what I showed you before this episode started that I want to talk about it.
You're right. You know what? I watched the trailer and
the teaser.
Yeah, whatever. And I was like, that seems cool. It's got, I can see.
Do you want to talk about that? I got a little piece of news.
Yeah, go for the news.
It was just about Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
She's confirmed for the next one. She's in the teaser. You can see the back of her head.
Yeah.
But she's not going to be in 9.
Yeah.
So the producer came out and said that. So they shot all her scenes for the next movie, The Last Jedi, but they don't know if she's going to be in the final film at all.
Right.
So at some point in this film, they're going to have to either kill her or tell her goodbye.
Right.
I would be very surprised if they kill her. I think giving her a goodbye, like the Paul Walker thing, is the way to go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if she doesn't die, why isn't she in the 9th one?
Yeah.
Because it's not like Fast and Furious where you can just reset.
No, I know.
Like in Fast and Furious, for anybody, again, spoilers, like in the 7th one, Paul Walker died.
Yeah.
And what they did at the end of that was said, he's retiring. Let's never bother him again. And in 8, they mentioned that. They said, let's get Brian.
Yeah, yeah.
And Letty, she goes, no, he's out. We said we wouldn't bother him.
Yeah.
So at least they said that.
Yeah.
But in Star Wars, you can't be like, let's get Princess Leia. Nah, she's out.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean she's out? She's Princess Leia, General Organa. Like, she's not going to disappear.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think, like, the spoilery, they might kill her.
I think that's the way to do it. I mean, bringing it back to Rocky after Rocky 5, Rocky the film. I guess it's still just called Rocky.
Rocky Balboa.
Balboa. Yeah. Balboa. Sorry.
Balboa.
Again, I can't speak. They killed her off.
It's your one job.
They killed her off. And that's because she didn't want to do the films anyway. I don't even think she's doing acting.
No, I think she's retired.
Yeah, so... But that's also it's just the best way to do it because they've got films like Creed they want to do and they don't have to explain it anymore. It's just like there's a gravestone, whatever. I know it's a little bit different with Star Wars where she's actually dead, unfortunately. Yeah. But I think that is the easiest thing to do. It's just answer it there and everyone's.
I think it's going to make a lot of problems. Not like
you don't want to do a CGI 3D thing like I'm saying like in another 5 years when they do another film. You don't want that to ever be answered there. Just kill her
let
off,
her go,
and then that's the fans know and everyone knows, and it's probably you can actually probably do it in a really nice way. Yeah. With you can have a tribute to her in the film. Yes. Like I think she deserves that. Yeah. Like she's so iconic. Yeah. That I wouldn't even be surprised in the film if they did a minute silence.
Right.
For her. That would be a great
for Leia.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That would actually be really cool. As in like maybe I don't know how they do it. But shoot her into space or whatever it is. But it's like literally the whole cinema. Yeah. And it's in space, so it's quiet. And it's just quiet for a whole minute. And that's like everyone watching that is like a tribute to her.
Yeah, like the end of Wrath of Khan killing Spock and all
that. Yeah, exactly. So,
speaking of which, it just brought up when I watched Star Trek Beyond. Leonard Nimoy died before that came out. Yeah, I know. And there is a moment in that where they pay tribute to it. Yeah, it becomes part of the story. Yeah. Yeah, where the new Spock, Zachary Quinto, that's right. He's told that Spock has died. Yeah, and then they just have this thing of just like it's good. They have a photo of him and the original. It's a good way of doing it, actually. Yeah. So, like you said, everyone knows she's dead. Like Carrie Fisher's dead. So killing off Leia and giving her that moment. Yeah, it's kind of the only thing you can do. Yeah. Now I know in terms of the story, it kind of screws you over because that means Kylo Ren's mother and father are dead. Right, yeah. So I figured the story originally was Han Solo dies, Leia is the one who has to bring him back. Right. That kind of thing. She tries and gets him from the... She does what Luke did to Vader. Right. She's the one who says, you've got to come back to the light. Sure. You killed your dad, but I forgive you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Now she's dead. Yeah. It's going to be like Rey or Luke. Yeah. Or they might just change it altogether and Kylo's just a dickhead. You never know. He never comes back. Yeah. They can do whatever they like, to be honest. So, and that might be good just to change it up anyway. So. Yeah. But anyway, back to Star Wars as Star Wars. Yeah. We were saying about the teaser. I wasn't blown away. I wasn't blown away by it, but I've said it time and again. Like I'm a Trekkie, so I'm not a Star Wars guy. Like it doesn't even matter what you like. Like as a teaser, you're kind of like, yeah, it was alright. I like the opening. I like the stars and the rock. I preferred the Battlefront one. Yeah. Like honestly, the Battlefront one had like my hairs on edge. But that's a medical condition. That's a problem. And the rash. This is not even going. Yeah, you just got to put the cream on that, man. Yeah. Don't blame the trailer for that. You've got to do that later on. Yeah, it's true. Just rub it in. But put the lotion on itself. Put the lotion on. I don't need that much lotion. That's not even. That's orange juice. Shh. Just let it rub in. Just let it go. I'm just not going to go near your rim. I don't mess with your rim. Oh, God. This has turned into a different show. We're going to have to put this in a different category in iTunes. Late night. This is going to go into... Rant and Bollox nights. Take it off the shelf. Yeah. But I didn't even really want to talk about the Star Wars teaser because I didn't care. Yeah. But like I said, I showed you... Just before we started this podcast. Yeah. Because I don't even look at our own channel. We don't even talk to each other. That's true, yeah. I've been busy. But yeah, on that channel... on the Facebook, I shared it. My goodness. I just watched the side-by-side. Yeah. Between Force Awakens teaser, which came out in 2015 or 14? 2014. 2014, yeah. The December of 2014. Yeah. And the one that just came out now. They played both those trailers side by side. First thing you asked me was, were they edited? And I said, no, this is the original trailer. Yeah, I know. Like the original teaser. I thought like someone slowed one down or whatever to speed up the other one or whatever. Yeah.
and they hit the cues, like almost everything's hit at the same time, as in
Yeah.
like where like this Christmas comes up is exactly
Same
but
moment.
even things like let's go to
The
a
style of
landscape.
the shot,
Let's go
yeah.
to a landscape shot. Let's go to the music's kicking in now.
Right.
Let's show some ships, and like literally both trailers are showing ships.
Yeah.
Let's show
Skimming
someone,
ships. One's going on the
let's
water.
show
One's
someone
going, on the
going
sand.
up and then starting a lightsaber. It's basically very similar of slow motion panning through
Yeah.
like an emotional character, and then even the end, like where
It goes to
fades,
Luke.
like the
Yeah.
fades are on the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time, like 3-second fade or something.
Yeah.
And it goes to Luke. So brings us to the next question: was that done on purpose? And if it was, very nicely done.
Right.
Or if it
This is
wasn't,
there's only
I
3
don't know.
options at play.
So what
The first is to put them in sequence from best to worst.
yeah,
The best is that they meant to do
they're
it.
meant to do it.
The second worst thing, or the second best thing is, or not even best or worst, just
Yeah.
the next thing is they didn't and someone just was an idiot.
Yeah,
The worst thing is they did it and don't care.
right.
They were just being cynical.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, Bill, just take that one and do it again because
Yeah.
that one made $1 billion.
Sure.
Or $2 billion.
Yeah, yeah. You know, you mentioned that third one, and I'm like,
That's
whoa.
the one I'm worried about.
Are
was
they,
my first reaction. I saw it and I said,
Are they
they're
too
just
too
copying
in their own
themselves?
ass, like heads up their ass, like big heads, and they're
Yeah.
saying like, we're Star Wars, we can do whatever we want.
We made
you know?
$2 billion last time.
I
We had the biggest opening weekend of all time. Screw it. We'll do
I
it
do
all.
editing and stuff, and when I was watching it as in, and this is just one take on it, I was watching it as in someone edited that and looked at last year's or
Yeah.
whatever, and it was like, oh, that's how they did it. That's how they did it.
Yeah.
But if you're a creative person, you don't copy
No.
something down to the T, especially when it's that big.
That's the
So
thing.
I
You can't get away with
I
it.
feel like I don't want to go down that route. But I can't help but think that.
So it can't
that's
be the
kind of what happened.
middle one. It can't be the option that they didn't.
I feel like it's
somebody didn't notice.
one or three. So it's either they've done it on
It's
purpose.
either the best or worst.
However, if they
Yeah.
did it on purpose, it would have come out by now. Like surely, like
Maybe they don't have to. Like if it's that obvious,
I'm gonna do some research on the train back,
yeah.
and I'm gonna see if it's done on purpose or
it
not.
would have to be.
So, because otherwise,
Again,
it's like
for
you
everybody
said,
who hasn't seen it, you can find it online. The comparison side by side. The Force Awakens and the Last Jedi are exactly the same.
Now, there's another argument here of who gives a fuck. As in,
Absolutely,
honestly,
yeah.
because we're geeks, you know.
And we don't like talking about the bloody minutiae from the next, 8 months till the movie comes out.
I'm a geek. I'm definitely a
Yeah,
geek
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything like that. But I guess I tend to lean more on the gaming tech side.
Yeah.
I know my movies, but however, I did watch that trailer and I never once thought that was like the other one.
Yeah.
However, when you that's the greatest thing about people that analyze stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you
Put it
watched
together.
that yourself,
Yeah.
did you think it was similar?
Here's the thing. Before I'd seen the side by side,
Yeah.
I didn't like the teaser.
Okay.
Because I saw it, it was darker.
Yeah.
There was more explosions.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this is a rant
But
coming
was
on.
there something in your head that said,
It doesn't feel right.
"Have I
Yeah.
seen this before"?
Not that I'd seen it before, but
Or like this formula of start
this
slow.
formula, yeah.
This start slow. Here's the music. Here's the lightsaber, and then end like this.
Yeah,
You know, kind of thing.
explosion, something's happening. Yeah.
I did think actually the first time I watched it, I did think, I thought this is trailing on a little bit and not
Yeah,
really showing
yeah, yeah.
much. Oh, now they're showing something. Now they're showing
Yeah.
space. This. Oh, and then Luke. I did kind of almost kind of have a deja vu in that way.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
The thing about it that got me as a rant is just The Force Awakens got a bit of stick because it was copying the original. You know, you have the young hero
Yeah.
who learns about their powers, and then they go off and they blow up a big thing and they save the universe. So The Force Awakens is a lot like A New Hope. And I'm like, okay, fine. You can have two movies that are the same in the same universe if what you're doing is talking about a new cycle. Like that's Star Wars. Like it's the dark and the light, the balance.
Yeah.
So you're restarting it because the first thing is it appeals to people who watched the original. They're like, oh, I remember this story.
Yeah.
But the thing that I gave them credit for was that they had Han Solo and they killed him.
Right.
And I thought, that shows me this movie is not just restarting. It's
Yeah.
not just doing it again. They're just trying to ease people into it. They're showing that the cycle is the cycle has shifted. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Up until Han Solo died, it's the same basic movie.
Sure.
But now that he's dead, I realize, okay, Rey, Finn, and Poe are a brand new generation.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a different set of movies.
Right.
But when I watched this fucking teaser, I'm like, this looks to me like they're doing Empire Strikes Back.
Right.
And I'm like, if I go and see this movie in fucking December and it's Empire Strikes Back,
I can see exactly what.
And her hand gets fucking cut off, or her fucking head gets sliced, or whatever.
It's gonna be bloody annoying.
Yeah. I'm just like Luke or whoever, like Poe gets fucking frozen in carbonite. Whatever. I'm just gonna be like, fuck you guys. and that's why when I saw this side by side thing, I'm like, oh fuck,
come on, don't go down here.
Don't do this. Don't just do the original movie again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's my big worry now.
Yeah.
But if it is on purpose,
sure,
the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get some creativity going.
But just don't make this the dark one.
It's like what I was saying with the It trailer. I was like, oh, I wonder if the we know now that the adult film is a separate one.
No, I looked into that. It's still not confirmed.
Oh. Now, it'd just be interesting.
The guys were right. Everyone who mentioned it said that's right. For everyone who doesn't know, the It movie was supposed to be 2 parts.
Yeah.
Kids and then adults.
Yeah.
That's what the original director signed on to do.
Right.
But this director took over and there's been no talk about a second one.
Okay.
So it might just be the kids.
It was just, we were just,
but just
the trailer wise, we were just like, oh, wouldn't it be interesting if the second trailer was all adults, and then you know, they're maybe the third
and they
trailer
play off each other.
Yeah, they play off each other, you know. That would be kind of interesting. But yeah, with this one, it's the same thing. Hopefully there's some creativity, there's a choice, there's a reason why they did this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, is it 1, 2, 3 like you mentioned?
Yeah.
And I think we've ruled out 2. So if it's 1, that's even more awful. So
yeah, if it gets to the point where the final one, episode 9, comes out, and that teaser is the same formula, but watching it, you put them all side by side, you see this. Yeah. That's great. That means you've been planning this for years. Sure. But when the trailer comes out for this one, it's going to be so analyzed. It was already going to be frame by frame stopped. But I'm going to watch it and I'm going to be like, did you fuckers just copy it? Did the marketing guys just sit down and go, well, that worked. Yeah. Let's just do that again. Yeah. That's the cynical part of everybody now. Yeah, I know. And you think someone, and you're right. You think somebody would have come out and said, we meant to do that. And you might just need it. Well, when was it? Saturday? Saturday, yeah. Oh no, it came out Friday. Good Friday came out. Friday, yeah. So by now you would have thought something would Saturday was the game. Something would have surfaced by now and said like, you know. Well, they were all busy. They were all at the conference. They're all busy. they're all talking. Listen to Harrison Ford. No, it's interesting. I mean, but I like with the game, with knowing it's coming out at Christmas. That side by side did definitely put it down for me, but I'm still pumped for it. And I'm not really a big Star Wars fan. I'm still pumped for it. So. Well, yeah, we're 8 months away, so it'll be another 3 months till they get. I'm gonna do some digging into this though, and see kind of what the result of both those trailers are all about. So yeah. So that's it. The Star Wars to me, it's just like they've shot themselves in the foot. Yeah. Because they're gonna get more scrutiny now on the next thing. Yeah. But other than that, everything else looks fine. The game looks great. Yeah. I know the Han Solo movie's moving out. Oh yeah. And seeing as we're on Star Wars anyway, I'll remind everybody of OMAZE.com. Yeah. If you go to OMAZE.com/Star Wars, there's a competition on. I know we just shot all over The Last Jedi. Yeah. But the main prize, for $10 you're entered into it, you can win the grand prize of tickets to the premiere, the red carpet premiere in LA with all the stars, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Mark Hamill, all of them. The other one is you get to spend a night at Skywalker Ranch in California. And then, of course, the other thing is you'll get a part in the Han Solo movie. Hell yeah. And obviously, this isn't just like you're giving them your money. That money's going to charity. It's going to UNICEF. It's going to the Starlight Foundation. Yeah. And if you've got more money to spend, there's different levels, like a Kickstarter. Yeah. You can get a helmet. You can get T-shirts. Like I'm talking a signed Stormtrooper helmet. I think it's like $1,000 or something. Oh, wow. But if you want a signed helmet from the movie... Yeah. Can't go wrong. There's people out there that will want it. Yeah, and if you got lots of money, you can get a private screening of The Last Jedi before it comes out. Yeah. If you get all your friends together, like if you're all mad Star Wars fans, I think it's like 20 people can see it. Oh yeah. So the 20 of you get together, all pitch in like $2,500. Yeah. You can get a free, like a premiere week before it comes out screening or whatever. Wow. T-shirts, stills from the movie, original posters, paintings.
Yeah.
And again, it's all for charity.
More movies should do that.
Yeah. So it's only for the next 25 days or something.
Right.
3 weeks left.
It usually works for a month, yeah.
Yeah.
So
some of them go longer, but just, go to omaze.com/Star Wars and you can win it.
very nice.
If you don't shit on Star Wars as much as we do and you like it, it's probably the place to go.
Oh, yeah.
And even if you are kind of on the fence about Star Wars, they're great competitions and you're bloody helping kids.
Yeah, you should do it anyway.
Yeah.
So, you should do it for each one.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
We have no questions this week.
No
I
question.
don't think so. I think I answered them all on Twitter.
Okay.
But if anybody wants to send us a question, it's at Rant and Bollox.
Oh, yeah.
And it's rantandbollocks@gmail.com.
Yep.
And you can find us on Bandcamp now. We got Blair Witch up there.
Oh, yeah.
SoundCloud still got the Wolverine up, but we got our new commentary coming.
Yeah.
This weekend we'll be doing it.
Yeah.
2 commentaries.
Yeah, we're going to be doing Prometheus and Doctor Strange.
Yeah, and if you want to keep the lights on, we can go to patreon.com/rantandbollocks.
Yeah.
Although, don't give us money if you don't want to, because it just puts us under pressure we don't want.
We appreciate all the help.
We appreciate all the help. Just keep listening, keep liking and sharing us and clicking that bell on YouTube and all that.
Oh, yeah.
But if you want to give money, I think the exact amount of money you should give is if you would buy both of us a drink,
Yeah.
that's how much money you should give for a year.
Exactly.
That's a year's worth of
Exactly.
money for us.
Yeah.
If you don't want to buy either of us a drink, well, buy yourself a drink.
Yeah.
Have a nice night for yourself. Treat yourself.
While you listen to us.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
Don't mess with his rim.
Don't ever do that. Oh,